governors make you a minority. Another election, another bust. Go vote for that liar. It's a must. We were given the greatest gift of all. Decided to give it up and watch the fall. Yeah, it's just a clown world. We're living in a clown world. Join us in the clown world. It's easy to see that the joke's on you and the joke's on me.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, on this Tuesday, August 4th, 2026 transmission of the Owen Report, your home for political play-by-play. And boy, oh boy, we got a couple of Never Doubt Me folks for the show today. We'll be looking at the developments that we're seeing on the Jeanine Pirro story. That one broke kind of big last night after we signed off. You heard it here first, and I think we've got a bit of an idea of what's going on here. The only question is, what is going to be the final chapter of the Trump-Jeanine Pirro fallout? We've seen some other interesting personality fallouts between Trump and others that have left the administration, left Washington, D.C. in a bit of a huff. Looks like that is the case with Pirro. So we'll check that out. Now, the stock market is having a record day today. And I just can't help but notice this is day 2 of the stock market being open since Trump launched his $100K per month insider trading scam. Oh, I'm sure that's just a coincidence. I'm sure that is just a coincidence. And I think the only question at this point is, what is the real purpose of the $100K per month access? Is it really just the most lowbrow grift you've ever seen? Is it really access to a group of people that can give you information to get ahead of the stock market? Or maybe it's actually something else. Maybe there's a third option here. It kind of combines both of them. But maybe there's a third option here. And if you look at what has happened today, maybe you think, well, okay, is what's going to happen tomorrow inevitable? And of course, all of this, the pumps, the dumps, the record highs, the crashes, it's all about what is coming out of the White House, what is coming out of President Trump as far as the war in Iran is concerned, as far as the Strait of Hormuz is concerned. So they can kind of manipulate the market with this stuff. And if they've got a group of people now inside of this insider access 100K per month payment plan, and they can move markets with billions of dollars every day, and you kind of go in there and you say, okay, wink, nod. Trump's going to say we got a deal today. It's like, okay, everybody gets in there and pumps the market. And then it gets to a high, and then they all sell tomorrow morning. First thing, Trump comes out and says, oh, I don't think we have a deal. And I don't know what's happening in the Strait. And then, boo, stock markets fall off. Trump sends out a group message to his 100K club, says, hey, I'm going to say we got a deal tomorrow. Whoop, stocks go back up. Bing, they just made a cool couple $1 million. Hey, must be nice. Must be nice. And if you don't want to vote for that in the midterms, I mean, you know, what's wrong with you? The hell's wrong with you? So we do have war news, though. We have got war news. We've got some economic news. Some midterm news. There are some primaries happening today. State of Missouri. Interesting race there. Can Cori Bush make the comeback? And then, of course, you've got Michigan. Abdul Al-Sayed looks pretty much to be a shoo-in right now for the Senate race. And, you know, nobody it's getting talked about, the whole Wisconsin mayor's race with Hong. I don't know if we're properly presenting the whole Hong candidacy in Wisconsin. Yikes. I mean, whoa. Like, you look at the El Sayed campaign, you look at his debate performances, you look at his platform, and you say, okay, this is understandable. Aside from people just wanting to say, oh, he's a Muslim, I don't really know what real openings you have on him. You might disagree with some of the policy as far as, healthcare stuff. He definitely goes left on some of those things. But as far as the actual platform is concerned, you can understand El Sayed winning an election, and you can say, okay, that's a senator. He's worthy of a senator. This Hong character in Wisconsin as a governor, I mean, that is like pure clown world right there. That is pure idiocracy. And it looks like she's going to win. My God. My God. Speaking of Wisconsin, they finally went in there and cleaned up the autonomous zone. They finally went in there and cleaned that up. Oh, we've got some news out of our greatest allies. You know those guys, our greatest allies. They want to feed Palestinians to crocodiles. And wait till you find out why, at least to this point, the crocodiles will not be feeding upon the Palestinian prisoners of Ben-Gvir and others. Ben-Gvir very upset today. He was really looking forward to feeding these prisoners to the crocodiles, but it can't happen yet. He's going to have to wait for that Dr. Evil-like pleasure that he is trying so desperately to achieve. And then let's see, you got Ben Shapiro telling you today, stop, guys, there's no evidence that Israel is happy about the invasion of Spain. There's no evidence that this is connected to Israel or Trump, even though all the evidence is there. It's, in fact, quite overwhelming. This is the gaslighting of Ben Shapiro. It's really reached new levels, the gaslighting from the right, honestly. And it's hard to even fathom, because I can't tell. Is it really worse than the gaslighting we got from the left for the last 4 years or even 8 years? It's a genuine question. You try to remember all the gaslighting the left wing engaged in for the last 4 to 8 years, 10 years. And you remember that was some extreme stuff. I mean, they still try to tell you that, men can be girls, or they can compete in sports, whatever it is, all the madness. Joe Biden, 800 million votes. The gaslighting from the left was incredible. But it's starting to get to a point with the right, but I can't tell if it's as bad or if it's so shocking it comes out of nowhere. Like, you're not looking at your right side expecting gaslighting like this. And then here comes Ben Shapiro, walloping you with the right hook, says, hey, there's no evidence that Israel and the Trump administration had any interest in Morocco and Spain. There's no evidence that the Israelis are celebrating this. And you're like, whoa, that is professional gaslighting. Wow. Impressive. Impressive, Mr. Shapiro. So we'll take a look at that. We got some other geopolitical news. We got some other odds and ends today as well. We're going to have a guest in the third hour, Casey Allen. We're going to talk about some generational politics. He's from a younger generation than I. And we'll be looking at some of the stories that he's covering right now. Flock cameras, the AI surveillance state. And people are starting to notice a trend, although I'm not so sure. We'll talk about this. They think they're noticing trends of where these flock cameras are set up. So there's a lot of them at gun ranges. There's been some posted outside of wherever the states are that legalize marijuana. They're posted outside of these marijuana shops. And people are saying, oh, they're noticing that they seem to be targeting specific places, but they're at parks, they're on walking trails. People are finding on bike trails. So I don't know. I don't really know if there's any pattern that is significant there, or it's just they're putting these things everywhere. So we're going to talk about that as well. Today's show is brought to you by Crash Out Energy, the official energy drink of the Owen Report, made by me, quite frankly, for me, but for us energy drinkers out there. If you're like me, you need your caffeine. I mean, there's no hiding it. I don't deny it. I need my caffeine. I do. I need 200 milligrams, really, in a drink is what I need. That seems to be the magic number for me. Anything above that, I can deal with it. Anything less than that is just not working for me. But the problem with these energy drinks is they have all kinds of toxic ingredients that are bad for you. And if you're drinking them every day, it starts to become a problem. It starts to become a concern. So I said, I don't want to do that. I don't want to drink these toxic energy drinks every day. Plus, I was chasing down my different nootropics with the energy drinks. And I said, why don't I just create an energy drink formula that has 200 milligrams of caffeine, has all the nootropics in it, and none of the bad ingredients. In fact, has good ingredients that are good for you. That is Crash Out Energy. That's the result I got right there from years of different energy drinks and nootropics and just being health conscious. We have finally created Crash Out Energy. Secure your canister today at crashout.energy.
On the cutting edge of news and analysis, the Owen Report with Owen Schroyer.
We finally got it. You see that, guys? You see that? We've officially got our official Owen Report groundhog here today. The groundhog has finally made it in studio, resting peacefully on the desk. The groundhog knows it's his time, it's his season. And just like the movie Groundhog Day, we wake up to the same thing. The same news, the same headlines, the same propaganda, the same slop. Wow. So what is it, guys? What's the Groundhog Day news today? We're cutting a deal. Actually, it's kind of weird now. It's starting to get multidimensional. I'm wondering if Trump even remembers what propaganda he's running each day now. Because it really doesn't matter what he tells the press. All that matters is what he tells his friends in his 100K club. So if he tells them, hey, I'm going to come out and say we got a deal, buy stocks, let's pump it. Boom, they buy stocks, they pump it. If he comes out and says, hey, I'm going to say that there's no deal and the Strait is going to get bombed, sell, they all sell, stocks tank, then they buy it again on the low. I mean, they're making millions of dollars here, guys. It's actually unreal. Honestly, it's unreal how blatant it is. And my question here is, how can they be so blatant? How can they be so flippant and flagrant about this insider trading scam? I'm not going to mince words. I mean, that's what it is. Let's just stop it. Okay, let's stop playing games. And for all the MAGA Trump supporters out there, you know damn well if Biden was doing this, if the Biden family was doing this, you know damn well, every single one of you Trump supporters, every single one of you that still wears a MAGA hat, every single one of you would be saying this is an insider trading scam. Every single one of you would be calling Joe Biden a criminal and demanding his arrest and impeachment. Every single one of you. And you know that's true. You know that is true. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to your country. Don't lie to your God. That is damn true, and you know it. So it's just absurd. It's honestly just absurd. Now, let's see. I don't think it's a coincidence, guys. I have to tell you. I don't think it's a coincidence that day 2 of the Trump 100K Club going live for the stock market, day 2, and you got record highs. Day 2. Do you think that's a coincidence, guys? Don't be so naive. Come on. Not my audience. Not my audience. But we know the haters are out there. You know, any way we can try to crack that thick skull of these MAGA people now. Whether it's sarcasm, whether it's humor, whether it's shock value, whatever it takes. We got to find a way to get through their thick skulls. Yeah, maybe this thing with Jeanine Pirro could be a moment here. But hey, I'm sure, guys, I'm sure Trump's 100K Club going live, and then day 2, the stock market hitting record highs. Come on. You know, one thing is impressive. The audacity of Trump right now to just commit the most obvious scams and lies you've ever seen in American politics and then sit there with a smile and pretend like it's not happening. It is impressive. I'll give him that. And then he's winning golf tournaments while it's all happening too. I mean, you know, hey, you know, not my cup of tea. I don't really like insider trading scams and becoming a traitor to the American people, but hey, he's great at it. And somehow he's doing side missions and winning golf tournaments. All right, I'm impressed. Now, here's what I'm going to be on the lookout for tomorrow. And we'll get started on the news here. I would say that if we see a dump tomorrow, and I'm like 50-50, I'll be out of time here in a minute anyway. It'll be too late for me. And I don't really have much. I dumped all my stock, I told you guys months ago. I've got some things I'm holding just strategically because I think, I don't know, maybe in 10, 20 years it'll be big. I do anticipate there will be a crash. I don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow. I think the only question is the 100K Club, is Trump's 100K Club just about to be the most pure? I mean, it's like imagine like a cocaine dealer's club, and they just have the best cocaine. It's like everybody knows they just got the best. It's like that's Trump with insider trading. It's like everybody knows Trump's got the best insider trading. It's like everybody wants to go get Trump's insider trading. He's a legend for it. The only question I have today is this, did Trump open this up so that he can let people know like a day-to-day play? Or is this people that know the whole thing is going to crash and Trump is just going to make you pay $100K a month so that you can get ahead of the crash and just pull everything out before it happens? So in other words, you're in Trump's 100K Club, you avoid the market crash, everybody else loses. But you're in the Trump 100K Club, baby. Or are they just doing daily pump and dumps? I think tomorrow will be a big indicator. If I wasn't doing a show today and doing show prep, I would actually seriously be considering just getting rid of everything that I have in the stock market, anticipating a massive dump tomorrow, and then do the reverse of that on Thursday. And just see if you can't ride the Trump pump and dumps of the 100K Club. But now that this thing is live, I feel like the waves might be getting more consistent. I feel like because they're not even shy about the insider trading now. They're not even shy about how they're rigging the market with the war, with the oil, with the Strait. Since they're so bold about it that they'll come out with a 100K Club, I wonder if the waves will be more consistent now, and you can ride them if you want to take the risk. We'll be monitoring that tomorrow. But hey, Trump says they don't want a deal. Trump says we got a deal. Dow leaps 1,000 points fueled by earnings. Hope for Hormuz Strait deal. S&P 500 hits record. So that's why we have our groundhog here today, guys. Our groundhog is going to be part of the show now. We should probably come up with a name for the groundhog. It's not going to be Poxitani Pete. But maybe something Austin themed, maybe something Trump themed, maybe something stock market themed, war themed, Iran themed. I don't know. We'll have to come up with a name for our Groundhog Day. I don't feel like we're getting out of Groundhog Day any soon. I don't think so, guys. So you're going to wake up and it's going to be, oh, there's a deal. Oh, there's no deal. Oh, there's a deal. Oh, there's no deal. But hey, guys, how's that deal with the tariffs going? Tariff refunds split companies as consumers demand share of the $166 billion. Well, the consumers already paid the price. By the way, how many of you, some of you probably dealt with this very personally and even saw the actual tariff come in. There were some equipment, some things that I ordered that were coming from overseas, and they have, the normal price that you pay, and then and then you have to pay after that, you have to pay an extra tariff. So this happened with a couple of things I was ordering. A couple of things I said, screw it, I'm not even paying. Honest, the tariff was like 200%. So there are some things they say, oh, you have to pay this tariff before you can receive your item. It's 200%. It's more than you paid for the item. And so I just said, well, screw this. So many of you probably saw that yourselves, I would guess, is you saw those prices. You saw those tariff prices. Well, so you paid for those tariffs. The companies raised their price. They weren't paying the tariffs. The people that Trump wanted to tariff, they just passed those costs on to you, the consumer. But now they get the bailout. So they just made double money. Ha! I mean, this bastard Trump just took money out of your pocket and gave it to these corporations, not even for anything. Just a false start with tariffs. It didn't change anything. There's no infrastructure. In fact, the country ended up taking a loss on the deal. Here's the numbers though. Walmart got $2.4 billion. Apple got $2.2 billion. Target got $2 billion. Some of the most woke companies out there. Way to go. Costco, $2 billion. Home Depot, $2 billion. Ford, $1.3 billion. Nike, $1 billion. Amazon, $600 million. They want more, by the way. So these are just some of the numbers. So the corporations, they didn't pay any tariffs. Their bottom line didn't change. They passed the cost on to the consumer, and now they just got free money. Way to go, President Trump. Way to go, guys. Woo! That one really worked out well, didn't it? The tariffs went well. Now, look, if you want to defend Trump here and say he got screwed over by the courts, you know what? Fine. But it's kind of the thing where I think it's fair. I accept the defense that Trump got screwed by the courts. But that really doesn't change the bottom line. The bottom line is that you still paid more for tariffs, and the tariffs ended up failing, and the companies just got a free check from the government. So you didn't get a Doge dividend, but all the richest companies in America, they all got billions of dollars. You didn't get a tariff check. Apple, Amazon, Walmart, Nike, Target, they got the tariff check from the government, not you. You paid it. You paid the tariff check. Unbelievable. Can you believe these people stick up for this garbage? Can you believe the MAGA simps and cucks and cult members that stand up and take this every single day? They literally just sit here and let Trump poop and urinate on them, and they say, thank you, Trump, you're the best of all time. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And you know what? Guys, I have to tell you, I think this thing is about to give. I really do. I think this thing is about to give. I could see the Jeanine Pirro fallout being like a major domino in this thing giving. Maybe I'm overreacting to it. Something has got to give. I mean, I can already see the signs that the threads are starting to give. Whatever is left of MAGA, whatever is left of this coalition, the threads are starting to come apart here. This thing is starting to bust at the seams, guys. I mean, this man, Trump, is becoming undefendable at this point. It's becoming an embarrassment. And for the people that still take it at face value, for the people that still trust Trump, or even the government if it's under the Republicans, the people that still believe this, that are trying to follow the bouncing ball, and these are mostly kind of boomers, that still trust Trump or trust the Republican Party. And you can start to see that even they're getting fatigued with this deal. They're like, why won't Trump just bomb them? Why won't Trump just bomb them? So they've been sitting here for a year just like wondering why Trump just won't go all in with this war and bomb them. Now, of course, this is extremely ignorant take as well, because that would tank the midterms. I mean, if you bomb Iran more than you already are, if you could put boots on the ground in Iran, I mean, forget it. Forget it for years. Forget it for years. So maybe that's why Trump's not doing it. But it's like that's what they're demanding. But they're getting frustrated because they're starting to realize, hey, Trump keeps saying something and it never happens. Hey, Trump keeps saying he's going to do this. It never happens. Hey, Trump keeps saying this. It never happens. So it's like they're starting to kind of catch on that the whole thing is a big lie. They're starting to kind of, it's like they don't want to. They're kind of hesitant right now. They're kind of giving it a side eye. And they're like, It's like they still want nothing to do with Democrats and the left and all the other garbage. But they're sitting here at Trump now and they're like, hey, yeah, what is going on with this guy? This is getting a little weird here. This whole Iran thing isn't making any sense. And I'm still paying $4 plus a gallon. My energy bill's way up. My grocery bill's way up. And we're still in this war here. They're starting to get this whole thing. I'm telling you guys, MAGA is against the ropes. MAGA is against the ropes. And I've already seen this. I've already seen this before. It really mirrors in many aspects what we went through in 2015 and 2016. Now, for those that weren't around for this, you don't understand the uphill battle it took to get Trump across the finish line. You don't understand the mountains that had to be moved to get Trump to be the Republican Party nominee. And the different angles and aspects of the people that were trying to hold it back, the different people in the media, the different people in politics that were trying to make sure Trump couldn't win a primary. And we were able to have that victory. It's very much like that. We had to drag these people across the finish line. We had to beat them over the head politically. We had to smash through their thick skulls, and we got Trump across the finish line. Well, it's all different now. It's all Twilight Zone, like reverse images now. So I'm not even going to comment on the weirdness of that, but it feels like it's the same thing. Now we're dragging the same people across the finish line to realize that they're getting screwed by this administration. Now, whether or not you can change the trajectory of the Trump administration, or whether or not this will impact policy decisions in the rest of this administration, probably not, but who knows? But they're finally starting to get it. I'm telling you, this was like summer 2016, early summer, late spring 2016, when all the establishment Republicans, neocons, conservatives that were all anti-Trump, hesitant to Trump, all the different stuff, it's like they were finally okay. It's like they kind of would bite their tongue and they're like, all right, I'm all right, drag me across the finish line. All right, I'm here with you. All right, we'll get Trump in. It feels like the same thing, except now it's the opposite. Now they realize Trump is the bad guy. Now they realize Trump is not delivering. Now they realize all the campaign promises were a lie, and it's just nonstop lies all day long. So it's like a reverse angle, but it's the same struggle. And I can feel it, man. This whole MAGA thing is on the mat. The 3 count is coming. It's bad. It's bad. You can only tell people gas is cheaper before they are done being lied to. You can only tell people it's the golden age before they realize it's a golden shower. You can only sit here and say, hey, I've got a 100K club for insider trading, as the average American doesn't even have $1,000 to put into the stock market, let alone $100,000 just to get insider trading access. You can't sit here and say we've won the war 50 times while you're still in the war. and we're losing men and women over there. Eventually, this stuff starts to catch up and catch on, and MAGA is on the mat, and I mean, it is like right there. I don't know if it can kick out of this one. But maybe we don't know until the midterms. Tariff refunds have wiped out tariff revenue since May. So Trump's tariffs were such a miserable failure that they wiped out the entire revenue for multiple months now. We just had to wipe out revenue since May because Trump had to refund all the richest companies in the country. And now states are suing Trump. 25 states sued Trump over new tariffs, calling them pretext to replace his old ones. It's like, has the guy lost his mind? What is the strategy here? He's literally launching the exact same tariffs that were just declared illegal. What is going on? What is going on with this guy? What is he thinking? How bad really is it? How bad really is it, guys? And I think we have to start really considering this, and I know we've talked about it before, but let's not forget what happened in 2020. Let's not forget the final year of Trump's first term. We got the most authoritarian tyranny we've ever seen in our lives. Trump did that. And I know for a lot of MAGA people and Trump supporters, it's like they've calloused over that reality so that they don't have to deal with it. They've tried to block that trauma out of their lives because they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to blame Trump for it. It's time to shave off that callus. It's time to cut off that callus. It's time to revisit that trauma and remember what this man did to the country, folks. And I get it. Maybe you want to say he just made mistakes. Maybe you want to say he just made bad personnel decisions. Maybe you want to make excuses for him. He got bad information. Hey, whatever. That still happened. Trump still did that. Trump allowed the most authoritarian tyranny we have ever seen in our lives in the United States of America for almost an entire calendar year. And so it's starting to get to a point now with this man who appears to be a complete madman. Now you have to start wondering, what are they going to do to us in 2028? I'd say it's almost a guarantee that before Trump leaves office, we see something similar to COVID. And we see another authoritarian crackdown, lockdown while Trump is president. I'd say that is a very high chance, and it's time to start planning accordingly, by the way. I would say it's time to start planning accordingly. I don't know if it's a war. I don't know if it's an energy crisis. I don't know if it's a stock market collapse. I don't know if it's aliens or AI. I don't think they're going to do another pandemic, but who knows? So I get it. I get MAGA and Trump supporters wanting to block out the fact that Trump was the authoritarian president for COVID. He was. It's undeniable. Trump allowed that to happen. We all know it was a disaster. It's time to stop ignoring the common factor in all of this stuff. His name is Donald Trump. And I know this is painful for many people to admit that put so much faith and hope in this man. And we really thought this movement could save the country. But it's time to take a step back and accept the truth, guys. And pardon my French, but Trump is fucking this country. And as bad as Trump is effing the country right now, the worst part is that he's going to give the country that he just roughed up over to the Democrats. And we saw what they did to us. The last time Trump pinned us down and had his way and molested this country and handed it over to the Democrats, what happened? We saw total invasion, economic disasters. It was a mess. And it looks like we're about to go through the exact same ride. Exact same ride. And so that's why people are wondering, how do we stop this from happening? How do we stop Trump from doing what he did to this country in 2020? How do we stop him from doing that again? What do we have to do? And people are reaching the conclusion they got to vote for Democrats. They got to put Democrats in power to stop this man. It's the only thing to do. Trump doesn't work for you guys. I get it. Look, again, I get it. The flag-waving patriots. I get it. You voted for Trump. You put your faith in Trump. You thought he was going to be the American hero. It's time to accept the fact. He's not. He works for himself. He works for his family. He works for his donors. He doesn't give a damn about you. Okay? It's over. It's over. Whatever this relationship was with Trump and his base, guys, it's over. He has moved on. He broke up with you. He's done with you. He doesn't think about you. You're over here begging for a touch. You're over here begging for some sort of intimacy, some sort of romance. You're begging. It's over. He doesn't love you anymore. Don't you get it? A richer man just came in and he fell in love. Trump is just like a woman. Sorry to the women out there. I'm not trying to be mean here, but let's just say it what it is. Trump is like the woman. He was our girl. He was our girlfriend. We've had some tough times, but we were reunited. We were moving forward together. We thought this relationship would be a lasting one. We thought we learned from our mistakes in the past. We had promises. And then a richer guy came. A richer guy came with more money and more power and more influence and better offers. And Trump said, bye-bye, bye-bye, MAGA. Bye-bye, American people. Bye-bye. Not interested in you. I've got big tech money now. I've got big Israel money now. I'm with the military industrial complex now. I'm with big tech. I'm with big pharma. I'm with big war. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I don't love you anymore. Bye-bye. And these pathetic MAGA cucks, I actually feel bad for them. I really do. It's like watching a dog get beaten and the owner says, leave me alone, and beats the dog. And then the dog kind of sits there and whimpers and looks at the owner with the puppy eyes like, please love me again. It's like, dude, the owner just beat you and is telling you to go live in the streets. It's over. That's like these MAGA people. They're like this beaten dog. It's like a beaten, abused, starving dog looking at Trump like, please, Trump, don't you remember me? Don't you love me? I still love you, Trump. Oh, my gosh. It's pathetic. They're laughing at you. They're all laughing at you. But hey, guys, Trump now shares the same economic policies as Elizabeth Warren. That should make you feel good. Elizabeth Warren says, Donald Trump is right. Eliminate the debt limit. Its only real function is to threaten an economic crisis. I'm ready to work with both Democrats and Republican senators to immediately scrap the debt ceiling and protect the economy. Oh, yes, because that's how it works for everyone else. You know, you call the bank, you're in so much credit card debt, you'll never get out of it. You're paying, the interest you're paying, you don't even have the money. And so you call the bank and you say, guys, if you could just raise my debt limit. Oh, couldn't you just give me some more credit? It's like, I know I'm maxed out. I know I'm beyond maxed out. I know I don't even have the money to pay the interest. But all I need, if you could just get rid of my credit limit, get rid of my debt limit, everything would be fine. The bank would say, wow, golly gee, why didn't I think of that? Such a smart move. This will be great for all of our finances. Great math. Good work. Yeah, that's how it's going to work. And of course, we know why the Democrats want it. The Republicans want to raise the debt ceiling so they can give Israel more money and fight forever wars. The Democrats want to raise the debt ceiling because they want to turn America into a socialist country and just print money and give it to people. So those are basically your two options. You can decide which one you like more. Maybe you like war more. Maybe you like socialism domestically more. I don't know. Those are your options, though. Yeah, I know, guys. We're just trying to afford groceries, really. That's all we're trying to do here. Just trying to afford groceries. Somebody posted this, an image of the same steak from Kirkland. The same steak here, just under about 4.5 pounds here. It was $10.99 a pound, April 2nd, 2024, $10.99 a pound. August 11th, 2025, it's now $15.99 a pound. I wonder where that price is at now. But just under Trump, it went up about 60%. Just since Trump went in. Very nice. And all of this started when Trump was president in 2020, by the way. Don't let them fool you. They try to lie and blame it all on Biden. Hey, don't get me wrong. Joe Biden was a disaster, obviously. Joe Biden was no good. He didn't do anything good. He was a complete disaster. So before anybody tries to put words in my mouth, no, but it's time to accept that the 2020 economy is what led to the 2021 economy. Trump's COVID policies are what did the permanent damage to this economy. That was Trump. Trump did that. And I'm telling you, whatever Trump is going to do to this economy next, just get ready. Okay? Just get ready. This man is going to do such bad things to this. I'm telling you guys, if this wasn't true, show me any signs. Show me any signs right now that Trump is doing anything good for the economy. Show me any signs. Show me any positive signs that the economy is getting better or any sectors of the economy are coming back to pre-COVID levels. Show me any signs, any evidence, anything. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. I'd say it's pretty much a certainty. I think it's going to be worse than COVID. Honestly, I think it's going to be worse because I think what Trump and his friends have figured out here is that we can steal more money. You mean we can commit more crimes? You mean we can do more insider trading? You mean I could have made tens of billions of dollars as president and I didn't? And they're all kind of nodding around like, yeah. Oh, interesting. I hope I'm wrong. I've never wanted to be more wrong in my life, guys. But it's more than just a feeling. It's like a feeling plus the experience that we've been there before. It's instinct, it's intuition, it's experience. This guy is going to wreck this place before he leaves. That's his track record. He's done it before. He's shown no signs of maturation, at least in a good way. He's matured into the evil guy, the bad guy. Anyway, man, I tell you. It's Groundhog Day. I'm so sick of this, man. I'm so sick of this guy. I'm sorry. Let's just get to the news here. So you've got, by the way, they're still hosting Charlie Kirk's show. They're no good. Hey, why doesn't Blake Neff start his own show? It's like, hey, dude, why don't you just do the Blake Neff show? Oh, nobody would listen. Gotcha. See, okay. So you're just going to host the Charlie Kirk show forever then? Like a skin suit? You guys aren't helping your reputation. You're not helping your cause. You're not helping Charlie's legacy. You're not helping TPUSA. You're pissing on it. You're destroying it. Why can't you let Charlie rest in peace? Why can't you just say, okay, the Charlie Kirk show is over. Let him rest in peace. His legacy lives forever. Why do you guys wear the Charlie Kirk show like a skin suit when none of you could make it under your own names? It's grotesque. And the longer you guys do this, the worse you look. And then you don't even know what you don't even know what you're talking about. He says, Blake Neff, Americans literally spend less of their income on food than any other country on the planet. And then he shares an article from 2016 from the World Economic Forum that shows it's on the same level as Singapore. I don't think these people have any connection to reality. Really. Like, do you buy groceries? Is that something like, is that a weird thing? Like, do these people not buy groceries? Am I weird because I'm a member of the media that actually buys my own groceries? Is that like, does that make me weird? Am I the oddball here? How can you sit here as a member of the media and say, hey, the grocery prices haven't changed? How can you sit here as a member of the media and pretend like prices aren't going up? Do you not pay your own bills? Have you never even grocery shopped one time in the last 10 years? Like, how can you say this stuff? Have you ever pumped gas into your car? Like, do you guys just not do anything? Do you guys just have a bunch of servants that do everything for you? I know a lot of people in network news do that. They've got the money to do that. And I can certainly understand it. In live media, your schedule is very demanding. So I can understand that. It's like, what is this? Who is Blake Neff hosting the Charlie Kirk show trying to argue that grocery prices aren't up? What? What planet do you live on? What country do you live in? And now they're having the Charlie Kirk show hosted by these guys still. It's almost a year, guys. It's going to be a year. Are they going to do it forever? I'm just, seriously, are you guys just going to host this show forever? I mean, this is getting a little weird with his name on the screen and everything. It's like, why don't you guys just do your own show? All right, you guys run Turning Point now. Erica runs Turning Point now. You're trying to re-sign all your talent and recalibrate this whole thing here before the midterms. So why don't you do the Blake Neff show? Why don't you do the Andrew Colvett show? Oh, no, it's just going to be the Charlie Kirk show forever. What's next? Is Ben Shapiro going to be hosting the Charlie Kirk show for the year 2027? Who's the next host of the Charlie Kirk show? And then you guys just bastardize everything he stood for and said? And they have a guest on. This is a sniper expert reveals what Candace Owens got completely wrong. The Charlie Kirk show. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. See, I mean, good Lord, guys. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine? This is like a bad movie. This is like a bad sci-fi movie that we're in. And by the way, you know what? Let me just say something too. Something needs to be clarified. Something needs to be addressed here. Because I don't want things to be misinterpreted. And I don't want there to be a negative result here. We need to be able to separate politics from life. Okay? Let me just do a brief explanation here. Life is good. Life is good. Life is beautiful. There are so many great opportunities out there. You can enjoy your life. You can enjoy your life in so many ways. Life is so good. God is so good. It's all out there for you. Life is just amazing. Politics, however, sucks royally. Politics is almost wholly corrupted, diabolical, evil, filth. So let's just not, I don't want things to be concerned about, hey, oh, you know, you're so down on life. No, we're very high on life. We're very positive on life. We love life, actually. We have a burning passion for life and its beauty and everything this divine creation and consciousness has to offer. Let's be very clear about that. But politics, oh my goodness. Politics is like the demon world. Politics is like the opposite of life. Politics is like death. But let's just remember, we separate politics from life here. Life is good. Life is enjoyable. Politics is bad and miserable, okay? This is the yin and yang. But if you're sitting there, I remember Inauguration Day. I remember being in D.C. I remember the hype. I remember the energy. We really thought we'd won. We really thought we had won. We really thought the best was in front of us, golden age, however you want to call it. I really thought gas would be cheaper, bills would be cheaper, the economy would be booming, no more foreign wars, cutting $2 trillion from the budget, Doge dividend checks. I mean, you name it, all the great stuff. Deep state arrest, draining the swamp. Like, man, we really believed it. I mean, we really believed it, guys. And now you're sitting here almost 2 years later, and it's just like a desolate wasteland. Trump, MAGA, politics, it's like a desolate wasteland. It's the damn Thunderdome out here. But I'm telling you guys, something is going to give. Something is going to give. I can feel it. It's happening right now. And eventually this thing is about to fall out. This whole MAGA deal and Trump 2.0, this whole thing is about to completely fall out. It's about to completely cater. The only hope we have is that Q is real. That is the only hope we have. If you want any hope, that's about all you got, is that Q is real. So if you believe Q is real, then maybe you've got some hope. But that's all you really got. That's all you really got. You know what? It's too much ranting today. I need to, let's just take a break. Let me just focus on news. I'm going to come back. I've got geopolitical news. I'm going to actually do news. I'm going to stop lamenting over the utter betrayal of Trump. I'm just floored, guys. I have to tell you, I'm totally floored by this. I can't believe the blatant insider trading. I can't believe the blatant war crimes. I can't believe the blatant treason and traitor nature of this presidency. It's stunning. It's stunning that anybody can still defend it today. It is stunning. So I'm just rattling all of this around in my head. Let me take a break, come back, and I'll actually focus and cover news.
You're listening to the Owen Report on the Win Network.
Political light years ahead of the rest. It's the Owen Report with Owen Schroyer.
You know what I think it is, guys? You know what I think it is? I'm missing that outlet. I'm missing that escape. I'm missing the World Cup. That's all it is. That's what I'm going to blame it on. I'm blaming it on the World Cup being gone. So now we have to wait a couple weeks. Well, you got like a month till football season starts. That'll be a nice little relief. I don't know about you guys. I promise I'm going to get to the news. I promise. This is probably reserved for if there's any sports fans out there. I'm like, sports has not been how can I say it? I haven't leaned on sports as a crutch since like probably 15 years, honestly. It's probably been 15 years since I leaned on sports as a crutch. And for those that don't know, I actually came from the sports media. I was in the sports media. I was professionally credentialed in the stadium I want, any gig. And people thought I was nuts when I basically abandoned all of that and went into politics. Because you have no idea how hard it is to climb the sports media, guys. Notice how the same people are in the same positions in sports media for your entire lives. It is one of the hardest industries to climb. But I haven't leaned on sports as a crutch, and honestly, I couldn't even tell you. It's been 15 probably years. And it's like, politics is now so bad. And I'm hearing this from other people, by the way. And you probably noticed as well. Viewership on politics is tanking. A lot of people are looking at their numbers now and they're saying, where did my audience go? They're saying, where is the political viewership here? Where are the people going? They're not tuning into my stuff. Numbers are down for politics across the board. They're tanking right now. Everybody's sick of politics. Everybody's looking for an outlet. Everybody's looking for something else. And so I've been getting this a lot when I'm, out and about. People come up and talk to me. They're like, yeah, they say the same thing. They're like, man, I can't even listen to politics. They're like, I can't even, it's so grotesque. Trump is such a traitor. Everybody's such a traitor. We had so much hope. They all sold us out. People are just done, man. They're just tuning out. They're just tuning out. I have a feeling the midterm elections will probably show a little bit of that. I think voter turnout's going to be way down. Not just for a midterm year. I mean, generally, I think voter turnout is going to be way, way down. But I'm hearing that a lot from people. I'm hearing that a lot. They're saying, yeah, I'm doing old hobbies again. Some people are getting into gambling. Some people are watching sports again, all this stuff that they used to turn off and tune out of because they were focused on politics. And this was supposed to be our big time, our big deliverance, our big victory parade. And it all got ripped out from under us and sold off for parts. So people are kind of going back to the normie zone. People are kind of going back to normie lifestyle just to try to numb themselves, just to try to avoid the demons that run the country in Washington, D.C. All right, I promised I'd get to news. Ranting again here. What's going on with me on a Tuesday? Somebody explain that one. U.S. has used virtually all of its long-range precision missiles during Iran war, sources say. Okay, so these sources, it's been Fox, it's been everybody. Everybody's got this now. And then this Erin Bonko, apparently she's got the best sources. Now, I don't need to tell you how sources in D.C. and how women get these scoops, obviously. I think you can use your imagination or not. Now, I'm not going to pretend to know, and I think it's foolish. I think it's foolish for anybody to pretend to know what the real stockpile or numbers or availability is for the U.S. military. Quite frankly, I'd be shocked. I would be shocked if our military was really in dire straits as far as, missiles, whatever is concerned. I would be shocked at that. Now, I do think there is some truth to this story. I do think that we are way overextended here with what's going on in Ukraine and everything we've had to do to support that, what's going on in the Middle East with Israel and Iran and everything we've had to do to support that, not to mention who knows what else is going on. So I do think we are spread too thin, and I do think we are overexerted, and I do think there is an issue here. If we are really that depleted, we got problems. I'm not saying I believe it. I could easily see them putting fake information out there strategically. I could easily see somebody that doesn't even know really the truth talking to some reporter in D.C. that he wants to, fog up the windows with. So I'm not sure I totally believe this. I think there's maybe an element of truth. I don't think we're totally depleted. But if we are, and somebody decides to test that theory, we could be in big trouble. And maybe we'll find out soon. I'm not sure I buy it completely, but I do think Trump is trying to buy time to replenish the stockpile. Now, I'm not saying that means it's depleted, but I do think a lot of this pausing and on and off is just Trump trying to buy time because our military, to some degree, is depleted. Now, maybe this is a sign. Iran attacks U.S. base in Kuwait, and a vessel was hit by a projectile near the Strait of Hormuz. Now, this was apparently also a CIA headquarters in Kuwait. You guys remember that bomb? It had to be a bomb, right? You guys remember that? Was that 2022 in Kuwait? A massive explosion. Maybe it's time to revisit that. What was that? That looked like a mini nuke went off in Kuwait. I believe that was 2022. So a cargo vessel was hit by an unknown projectile off the coast of Oman. That was reported by the United Kingdom Maritime and Trade Operations. There were reports of this attack last night, and then there were people in the right-wing media saying it was fake news. Well, it's been confirmed now. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard has attacked a U.S. military base in Kuwait. The attack was carried out using at least 3 drones. Local Arab media reported that loud explosions were heard in Iraq's Basra province. Iran's semi-official Tasman news agency said. Now, so Trump is just lying, obviously. He says that Iran has nothing. They have nothing left. They can't fight anymore. He's been saying this for months, and then they keep attacking bases. Now, there's rumors about casualties here, but those are just rumors to this point. Nothing has been confirmed. I do think we're being lied to about the casualties. In fact, I don't even think that's not a thing. They've admitted that they're cooking the books on the casualties. So we know they're lying to us about the numbers dead. We're not getting anything about this attack, but of course this attack isn't supposed to happen. This is another egg on Trump's face because he said Iran has no military capabilities. He's been saying it for months, and then every time he says it, Iran attacks another base, and there's more U.S. casualties. Now, apparently, Trump saw that picture of Joe Kent, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson, and Thomas Massie. Brian Glenn, reporter and husband of Marjorie Taylor Greene, was there. Thomas Massie's wife was there. Joe Kent's wife, I believe, was there. And then Tucker was there. Everybody's probably seen that photo. Well, apparently this picture drove Trump nuts. Apparently somebody showed Trump this picture and he lost it and went into a conniption fit. And apparently there were some reporters in the room, and he starts going into a baby temper tantrum, a little toddler temper tantrum here about it. Then he realizes he's in front of the media and he looks like an idiot. So he starts directing the media, and he starts calling them traitors and turncoats. He calls them embarrassing, whiny. And then he talks about how he's the unequivocal leader. There's nobody else. It's only him. These are nobodies. Whoa. So that totally triggered him. And of course, this is the future of Republican Party politics. This is the future of conservatism. It's Thomas Massie, it's Tucker Carlson, it's Joe Kent, it's Marjorie Taylor Greene. MAGA can sit here and deny it as much as they want, but MAGA also tried to deny that Trump was going to be president. So MAGA continuously, what is current MAGA rather, continuously is 4 years behind everything. I mean, these people are 4 or 5 years behind every single trend. So they're 4 or 5 years behind this. The future of the right-wing politics, the Republican Party, was in that picture, and Trump knows it. Because ultimately, Trump's legacy is going to be giving the country back over to Democrats and then destroying the Republican establishment, which is actually probably a good thing at the end of the day. Trump joining the corrupt establishment is going to what ends up being the end of the corrupt establishment, likely, at least on the right. So that'll be a good turnout. But the damage this exchange is going to do to the country is going to be enormous. Look, guys, I'm sorry to sound like a broken record today. It's just, for whatever reason, it's just, I can't get over it. Trump is going to do so much damage to this country, guys. I'm sorry. And in fact, don't be surprised before Trump leaves office if they give amnesty to 10 million illegal aliens. Don't even be surprised. I don't want you to be surprised. Okay? That's how bad this is going to get. I'm telling you, guys. I'm telling you. And apparently the Jeanine Pirro crash out and the crash out over the photo of Marjorie and Tucker and Massey and Kent, he's starting to go into like uncontrollable conniption fits. He's not the cool-headed character that he once was. And there's a lot of people that are surrounding him. And there's a lot of people in the media, in the White House media gaggle, that are starting to get more access to this. Guys, I'm telling you, something is about to give with this administration. I am telling you, this thing is coming apart at the seams. Okay? What did I tell you yesterday? I told you the Jeanine Pirro fallout was coming. Did I not have that for you yesterday? I'm telling you right now, there is major fallout coming. Now, Jeanine Pirro is obviously very experienced. She's a professional. She has class. She may not want to make this a bigger issue than it is. That's up to her. We'll see. But she can certainly go on Fox News and blow this thing wide open if she wants. She might not want to do that. And you know what? She can decide what she wants to do. I'm not going to hold it against her either way. My respect for Jeanine Pirro is already through the roof after what she did. And you know what? Good for her. Good for Jeanine Pirro. At least somebody in there working with Trump had a line in the sand. At least somebody in there working with Trump said, you know what? This is it. I can't be with this corruption anymore. I'm done. And obviously there have been others, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Joe Kent, some of the other names we've mentioned. So I don't really care. Whatever Jeanine Pirro wants to do with her experience in the White House, I'm not bothered either way. If she wants to take the classy route and just not make it public, I have no problem with that. I honestly don't. It's obvious what happened. Okay, that's on us if we can't figure it out. If Jeanine Pirro wants to go scorched earth, well, you're going to have a different story in a couple of days. You're going to have a different story. But can you imagine? And I've got this. And let's go into the Pirro news now. Trump has discussed ousting Jeanine Pirro after reflecting pool U-turn. Now, this is from late last night, and this was published in the Wall Street Journal before the images and videos of Pirro leaving the White House with what looks like to be a packed-up office. Pirro brought box of evidence to show Trump what caused reflecting pool damage. So, I don't know if we're going to get the full story. Things are starting to bust at the seams here, but I don't know if it's going to break right now. Trump's silly reflecting pool story masks something serious. Trump was demanding Jeanine Pirro arrest somebody and prosecute people with no evidence. That's what Trump was demanding. I really want this to sink in, guys. We're not dealing with Trump now just bought off by the foreign lobby. We're not dealing with Trump, the politician, just working for the donor class, folks. He's crossed over. He's crossed over to something different now. He's crossed over to pure evil now. And I think that there is something happening in his mind because he's been through a lot. Let's be honest. He's been through a lot. He's been through a lot of trauma. He's been dealing with a lot since he decided to get in politics. I think it's finally broke him. I think something inside of Trump has turned over to evil, not just corrupt politics, not just pay-for-play politics. I think something has turned over inside of Trump. I think this man is pure evil now. And, I don't know, maybe when you have to accept that you just bombed a schoolgirl, a bunch of schoolgirls at a children's school, maybe that's when you break. Maybe that's when you make up the mind that I'm just going to be pure evil now. We just blew up an entire school full of young girls. I'm pure evil now, so there's no faking it. There's no hiding it. I'm doubling down. So Trump is demanding that they prosecute people with no evidence. And of course, we all know why, because Trump lied about the reflecting pool. Trump lied about the reflecting pool. He forced them to rush a job so it could be ready for his birthday party. They botched the job because Trump told them to. And now this is going to be a $30-40 million tab, all because Trump wanted to have a birthday party. And so to cover up for Trump being totally corrupt, to cover up for Trump using the U.S. Treasury like his own piggy bank, to cover up for Trump's ego running the country, he's demanding prosecutors prosecute people with no evidence. And you know what? Bless Jeanine Pirro, because you know what she did? Folks, this has been the pressure campaign, by the way. This has been the pressure campaign for a couple weeks, I will tell you. And, I think I do have the video here. In fact, let me see if I can show the video. It's pathetic. You guys know people are getting paid to run propaganda for the Trump administration, right? I mean, you guys have figured that one out. So you see people sharing this video and they're saying, look, it's proof that they damaged the reflecting pool. Folks, this is such pathetic propaganda. This is like worse than Jussie Smollett. I can't believe how pathetic these right-wingers have become. I can't believe how these people have completely sold out their credibility and their character. What is wrong with you people? And they're saying, look, it's proof. Folks, you understand, this is the video that Trump has told people to share as proof of vandalism. It's some girl or a couple people reaching into the pool. And by the way, they're surrounded. There's all kinds of people around them. There's security around them. There's other people. I mean, there's dozens of people here. And all of these people in the pool with these sticks, those are skimmers. So all they have is some girl reaching into the reflecting pool. Here's security right here. There's at least 20 people in this frame, all standing right there. She doesn't do anything. She reaches into the pool. At worst, he or she or whoever this is, this footage is about as clear as Tyler Robinson on the roof. Actually, it's clear. Whoever these individuals are, they reach in and maybe they grab like a flake of paint, but they just reach in right here. And they're surrounded. There's security everywhere. There's security cameras everywhere. There's people working. All of these people you see here, these are all skimmers working in the pool. All of these people. All these people you see right here, the yellow vests, you see the construction equipment, you see the security camera. All of these people are working. Nobody committed any crimes that day. Nobody. And these punks are running propaganda for a corrupt president. I can't believe it. How much is your soul? How much is your credibility to pretend that there's any evidence of anything happening on this video? You are pathetic. You are worse than the left. So God bless Jeanine Pirro. She actually does the work. Wow, somebody in the administration doing the work and not just being a lazy slob and doing propaganda for Trump. So God bless Jeanine Pirro. She does the work and she shows Donald Trump and she says, look, Mr. President, I have done the investigation. There is zero evidence of any crime, none. But I went and talked to the contractors. I went and talked to the people that did the job. And here's what they told me. Here's why the paint is cracking. Here's why the coating is cracking. Here's why there's an algae buildup. This is all coming from the contractors. They've all said this on record. Mr. President, there is zero evidence for me to prosecute anybody. And Trump says, I need you to prosecute. You got to prosecute these people. I got egg on my face. I lied to the American people. I'm a corrupt son of a bitch. I spent $40 million all for my birthday party. I made it all about me. I made them rush a job, and I'm lying. I'm a dirty, rotten scoundrel. So I'm lying about these people, Jeanine. I need you to arrest them. I need you to save my face here. I'm embarrassed. I'm a dirty, rotten scoundrel liar. And I said that the reflecting pool was an act of vandalism to avoid people knowing the truth that I'm the vandal. I need you to help me, Janine. Can you lie for me? Can you commit a crime for me? Can you violate your oath for me, Janine? Please, I just need loyalty. And Janine said, Mr. President, I have no evidence to prosecute anybody. I need you to do it anyway, Janine. I need loyalty. And she said no. And she said no. Good for her. God bless Janine Pirro. So we'll see. She obviously, stormed out of there in obstinance. You can see it. You can see it in the videos of her hauling her bag out of there. Obviously, she's ticked. But Trump's ego, Trump thinks he's invincible. His ego has blinded him to the world around him. So the whole thing is coming apart, guys. I'm telling you. I'm telling you guys. This whole thing is coming apart so fast. I think it's only a matter of time. I think it's only a matter of time before the camel's back breaks here. I don't know if it's going to be Janine Pirro, but I'm telling you guys, something's going to give. Something is going to give. This thing is so bad. And, there's a lot of people that are playing along to get along right now. And we know about the access and we know about the prestige and all the stuff that they're, trying to cling on to. They're now realizing their entire reputation and their careers are being damaged by supporting Trump still. So eventually pragmatism is going to take over. Eventually survival instinct is going to take over. And a lot of these people in the media that have been running cover for Trump or ignoring the corruption of the administration, eventually they're going to realize if I don't start reporting the truth about Trump, if I don't start reporting the truth about this administration, my career is over. My reputation is destroyed and my career is over. Why do you think Jen Psaki is on television and you don't see Karine Jean-Pierre anywhere anymore? See, Jen Psaki got it. Jen Psaki understood that if she stuck around and ran cover and carried water for the corrupt Biden administration, that her career would be over. So she got the hell out of there. Guess what? A lot of people in the media that are running cover for Trump right now, they're about to have the same realization. And many of them already have. They just don't know what to do. A lot of them are afraid of Trump, actually. A lot of them are scared of Trump. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again today. Trump has put more fear in right-wing journalists than he has liberals. Think about that. Let's move on. House Ethics Committee investigating Representative Max Miller for allegations of domestic violence and drug abuse. So this thing keeps spiraling in the wrong direction for Republicans in the midterms. The House Ethics Committee announced today that it is opening a probe into allegations that Representative Max Miller may have engaged in domestic violence or drug use, as the Ohio Republican has faced swirling abuse claims and calls for his resignation in recent days. Now, so far, he has refused to resign, and he's not going to drop out of the race. But the longer this goes on, the worse it looks, and this is a seat the Republicans can't afford to lose. I mean, let's just say what it is. This is a seat the Republicans cannot afford to lose. So I think at this point, the interest to remove Max Miller is in the Republican Party, because they think that if Miller is on the ballot, then they are going to lose a House seat in Ohio. And that could be one that they need, especially when you consider that there is a Senate race happening there as well. So it looks like the Republicans are now turning the screws on Miller to try to get him out before the midterms. So things are going well. This is what winning looks like, by the way. Didn't you know? This is what winning looks like, guys. Come on now. You knew that. Data centers. The Republicans love data centers. The Republicans love big tech. They love censorship now. They love the surveillance state. In New Jersey, towns use home rule to block data centers. At least 24 municipalities lean on a powerful Jersey tool to keep high-tech warehouses from draining water and power. So this was their strategy. This is from July 21st. So they found this, kind of an odd law for New Jersey there, that they were basically able to stop the construction of these data centers with what they call the home rule. Well, of course, that's not stopping the data centers. They will get their AI surveillance state no matter what. Monroe Township, this New Jersey town, just got hit with a $300 million lawsuit for banning massive AI data centers. You know what you call that? You call that authoritarian. You call that an AI surveillance state authoritarianism. Another New Jersey town is being sued by a developer after banning artificial intelligence data centers following months of heated public meetings and backlash from residents. Nobody wants these data centers, and they keep forcing them down our throats. Guys, I know you get it. I know. What are we going to, guys, you know what? What are we going to do about these people? What are we going to do about these MAGA people that are about to destroy the entire country? What are we going to do? See, this is why people are going to vote Democrat right here, because it seems to be the only solution. The Republicans are committed to allowing Israel to run our foreign policy. That's a done deal. The Republicans have totally sold out and so have the Democrats too. Let's be honest. So AIPAC controls our foreign policy. Israel runs our foreign policy, period. You have no say in it. You will be forced to pay for whatever Israel needs, whatever Israel wants. Blood, treasure, any of it, it's theirs. And then you look at big tech, you look at the AI surveillance state, you look at the data centers. Same story. The Republicans have already sold you out. The Republicans have already sold you out to the AI surveillance state. And they're committed to forcing this down your throats. Neither of these things are popular. So, yeah, you're right. I don't want to be in forever wars anymore. Yeah, you're right. I don't want to live in an AI surveillance state. And guess what? It seems like the only chance I have of stopping that is to vote for Democrats. What is the other option? Sure, you've got acts of resistance, vandalism, however you want to call it, taking down the flock cameras. That's like popping a single pimple on a face full of acne. It doesn't really do anything. It's an act of resistance. It's maybe patriotic in its nature, but it's not actually stopping the system from what it's trying to do. You have these protests. You go to your town halls. You stop them. The people show up. They say, we're not doing the data centers. They win. The data center comes in, sues you for $300 million, wins, builds the data center. So, we're going to have problems with Democrats. We're going to have big problems with Democrats. And for most of it, we already know. But I'm looking at this and I'm saying there are two major issues, and most Americans agree we can't do the forever wars anymore. Our foreign policy has been a disaster. It's destroyed our country. And we don't want to go into an AI surveillance state. We don't want it. And the Republicans are forcing both of these things down our throats. And so people are just reaching the pragmatic conclusion, which is, I have to vote Democrat to stop this. Now, I don't know if that's going to stop it. I don't know if voting Democrat is going to stop the forever wars. I don't know if voting Democrat is going to stop the data centers. They're going to tell you it will, and that's going to be their campaign pitch, and that will work. But I don't know if that's actually going to work once they get into office. I don't know if they'll actually do anything about it. I just can't believe it, man. I just can't. What in the world is going on? What world are we in where MAGA is now for forever wars in the Middle East and an AI surveillance state? What world did we wake up in, guys? What in the hell happened here? So what is the Trump administration's answer to all of this? They're going to give you some more AI slop. I don't know. Maybe it was part of a digital influence campaign, because everybody was sharing this video and they were like, oh my gosh. Oh, it's so awesome. I'm sorry. I'm going to play the video for you. Does this video do anything for anybody? This is the latest AI slop out of the White House.
We come to this place for MAGA to fight, 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 and win, win, win. Because we need that, all of us. The indescribable feeling we get when we hear the national anthem. And stand together, stronger than ever before. Under this administration, we're going somewhere we've never been. We aren't just watching history, we're making it. Rebuilding our country better than ever. A country where we don't do heartbreak, we do victory. An America that is safer, more secure, more prosperous. And any setbacks that stand in our way simply makes the comeback that much sweeter. Welcome to the Golden Age.
Does that do anything for anybody? What even is that? I mean, that is pure slop. That is like triple distilled pure slop. What does it even mean? What is it? What are you selling us? What are you trying to convince us of? Is this more Q garbage? Is this more, we're Q, trust the plan? What is this crap? Guys, this thing is becoming so clownish. When does the narrative change to Trump is worse than Biden? That's the next question. When does the narrative change that Trump is worse than Biden? Oh my goodness gracious. All right. I can't do the news anymore. I got to take a break from the news. I'm sorry, guys. It's just too much today. It's too much Twilight Zone, too much Clown World. I'm going to open up calls. I'm going to take phone calls. We got a guest in the third hour. That's going to be a good conversation. I can't do the news. I'm rambling. I'm getting redundant here. I'm lost in the twilight. I can't do it. I'm sick of it. You're sick of it. I think we've done enough of it. I got to move on. I got to take a break from this. I can't. I want to open up the lines. That's what I want to do. I'm going to take calls. Let's do that. You guys can respond to my coverage today, how you guys are feeling about it all. It's just, we're kind of just at that point in the season, you know, we're at that point in the season where, you know, the whole season is a loss, you know, the season is over. And so you're kind of just waiting to see how things break, you know, like before the trade deadlines, like, all right, what are we going to see here with Jeanine Pirro? What are we going to see here with Trump's insider trading scams? But we're in the middle of a losing season right now. There's no escape. It's just, I don't know. It's just weighing really hard on me today for some reason, because I know this whole thing is about to break. And I just look at the arrogance in these crooks. And I just look at the scam artist, the con man, the traitor that Trump has become. And it's impossible to avoid it today, honestly. It's just impossible. So I will avoid it. I'll do the impossible. I'll avoid it and take calls. But my guess is you guys feel the same way. My guess is everybody out there feels the same way. All right, phone lines are open. 747-200-5560. 747-200-5560. Remember, when you call, you are on the air. I ask you your name and where you're from, but you are on the air. First caller of the show. What's your name? Where are you from?
Oh, and Don from Orange County.
What's up, Don?
I just want to say, you know what? Told you so. Been telling you for quite a long time now, and you're starting to sound how I was last year, and it just took you this long to get really fed up and realize that the stuff you're reporting on and the stuff you're covering is actually just complete circulative bullshit over and over again with this guy, with the government, with the left and the right illusion of what our country is. Here's the thing. You asked earlier, what do we do at this point? Well, I can only say one thing. There's only one thing that has not happened that will work, but we've been asking for them. We've been asking for years, decades. We've been telling them lately, as of lately, we're fed up. We're telling them they're still going to do what they're going to do. You know why? Because nobody is forcing them to not do it. So it's going to get to that point. I see it all over the internet. People are starting to form these little, social militias and everything, and it's getting to that point. And it's going to really, really get bad. I mean, all the water they're saying for the data centers, that's not for the data centers. That's to give them the right to just take it all. So, I didn't want to be right. I really didn't. I love my country. I will die for my country for what it is, for what I was born and raised to believe it was. What I say was is because it's not anymore. But we're talking about, my dad was a Korean War veteran, and then the World War II veterans, before that, World War I, and all that. We've never really seen war here on the grounds of America, except for Hawaii in our time. But it's going to get bad. This merging of the military with Israel, it's because they know damn well our own military isn't going to fire on us. So they're going to mix it up. And it's just going to get really bad, man. That's why I've been saying love your family, stay close to your family and your friends, the people that you love the most, and just live your life. It may not happen in your lifetime, but that's where it's going.
Yeah, that's the truth. And you know what? I think this is what's so frustrating about it, and every day is a brutal reminder. We built up all of this political capital. We had more political capital than any political movement in modern American history. There was nothing like it. The momentum that we had going into this Trump administration, the political capital that we had earned for a decade of fighting this good fight. And Trump literally just sold it all. He just sold all of it. Like none of us even mattered. Like none of us even had a choice. Like none of us suffered along with him. Like none of us paid our own price. Like none of us had skin in the game. He ripped it all away. He rug pulled us and he sold it. That bastard sold it. That traitor sold it. And it just sickens me that now it's not even politics anymore. This man is such a monster, he's demanding his prosecutors arrest innocent people. So it's not even just corrupt politics anymore. This man is a monster now. This man is evil now. So it's just, the whole thing changes. The whole thing changes now. Political corruption we're used to. Now you're talking about lying to put people in prison. You are now a monster. You are now turned over to evil. I don't know who this man Trump is surrounded by. I don't know who his spiritual, religious, moral compasses and advisors are, but something has gone terribly wrong. If there is nobody there to stand up, aside from, I guess, Jeanine Pirro, to stand up and say, Trump, you've lost your way. Trump, this is evil. What are you doing? We can't put innocent people in prison. We become the thing we're fighting. What are you doing, Donald? Where's Paula White? Where's all the Jewish leaders telling him to kill everybody for the third temple? Where are they? How are you guys allowing this to happen inside of the White House? You all sold us out now. Now you all sold us out. Now we've reached a point where anybody who sticks by this man from here on out is going to be viewed as a traitor. This is it. This is like your last opportunity. All the people surrounding Trump that are willingly, without saying anything, going along with this, now you're all going to be viewed as traitors. There are very few people that are going to be associated with Trump that are going to be able to escape this without the stench of Trump lingering on them for the rest of their political careers. There might be 2 or 3 that can get out of this thing without Trump destroying their political careers. So it's just disgusting. It's the biggest betrayal I've ever seen in my life. And now it's not just dirty politics. Now it's pure evil. Hey, put people in prison for me. Hey, bomb a school in Iran and kill a bunch of schoolgirls. This is beyond corrupt politics, guys. This is beyond dirty politics. This thing has been turned over to evil. And I'm sorry, but you know what? I do take that personally. We fought like hell for this man. We fought like hell for this movement. We fought like hell for this administration and then for also Congress as well. And everything we fought for has been sold to complete evil. And it's been so sold now that it's even turned Trump on us. I can't believe it. And yet we're all witnessing it. We're all seeing it. It's undeniable. And the ones that are still trying to deny it, you guys are going to be so embarrassed soon. You guys are going to look like the biggest ass clowns ever that you continue to play this game. You guys have no idea the island that you're isolated on. You're still riding high like it's the honeymoon from the inauguration. You're still riding high like MAGA means anything. You're still pretending like you're getting any results out of this administration. The gig is up, guys. It's over. This thing is cooked. Next caller, what's your name? Where are you from?
Anthony, calling from the Gulf Coast.
What's your name?
Anthony?
All right, Anthony, go ahead.
Well, I'm at the gym right now, and you're getting my heart rate up, so I'm getting pissed off. So thanks for that. I meant to call a couple of weeks ago about it, and I said I agree with you, outrage on everything. But you know who doesn't agree with you, outrage? Hello?
All right, I don't know what's going on. You call into the show, say your point. Thank you. Next caller, what's your name, where you're from?
Hi, Chris from New York.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
Hey, what's up? Just want to give you a chime in here with some optimism. I think at the end of the day, all this that's going on, everything that we see, everything we can't control, it's revealing, it's expediting the curtain being pulled off of all the corruption, and deep state's an overplayed term, but all the powers that be that are always there manipulating everything. And it's a reckoning for the country. And I think for people like us that are witnessing it now and are open to it and see it, it's not moving fast enough. It feels like everything's in slow motion. It's Groundhog Day, but things are actually moving pretty quick. There's no doubt. The only concern, there's no doubt what you're saying is true. It's not going the way we wanted it to, but the awakening, the realization, I mean, everybody sees where the corruption is coming from now. I mean, first it was, okay, the fake media has been totally exposed. The lying politicians, the crooked politicians, the corruption in D.C., the crooked judges, all the different crooked party politics, and now it's the foreign lobby. The foreign lobby is now the last thing being exposed. And I mean, it does kind of go along. It's a weird thing to try to study and analyze, because when you talk about the process of people awakening and realizing how things are corrupt and why they're corrupt, that is undoubtedly happening. And Trump has done that, whether intentionally or not. He has done that, and now he's exposed the one last thing, which is, of course, the foreign lobby, and I guess maybe himself. So you can either believe this is all part of a Q plan, or you can accept that this is now Trump turning over to the corrupt politics, figuring he can't beat it anymore. I don't know. The problem is now I look at it and I just don't see a positive outcome. It's like I don't really see any landing gear for this ship. I don't really see, it's like, where does this go from here? Are we stuck in the Middle East again forever? Are we stuck with just pump and dumps and the haves and the have-nots? It's like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Where does this go now with Trump in charge for at least another 2 years, just totally turned over to corruption? It's like, where do we go from here? Yeah, I'm with you. I think in the short term, it's a bummer. And I don't think this is anything more complex than as simple as, just like we've heard a million times, follow the money. When they change the rules and basically allow unlimited amounts of dark money into our politics, each and every person is for sale to the highest bidder. And none of us are the bidders.
The bidders are going to corporations and foreign countries and lobbyists. It's that simple. So we have lost control of the government because essentially the government is owned by other entities, and we all know that. But the only way truly to fix it and to turn around is to get the money out of politics. That's the only way.
Yeah.
And this is going to force.
And you know who's saying that?
Americans.
You know who's saying that? Al Saeed in Michigan is the only one saying that now. Republicans can't say that. They all sold us out. So they can say that. Nobody believes them. Al Saeed is saying that in Michigan. That's like his entire campaign speech right there.
Well, I mean, I guess that's something I have in common with him. I don't, quite frankly, I don't even know about him. But, at the end of the day, voting, our system, there's no way to fix it. Everybody that's currently in there and everybody going in the future is going to be bought off, and they're not going to make systemic changes.
Wait till you see what they did to us in Texas. Republicans, by the way. Wait till you see how Republicans sold us out in Texas with a news story I have today. Thank you for the call. Next caller, what's your name? Where you're from?
Hey, it's Dr. Tony Fauci. How you doing?
Oh my
Owen,
gosh.
it's great to hear from you. You want the exclusive? I'll answer any questions you need.
Where are you hiding right now? Are you staging photo ops with flower bouquets outside of your apartment?
Nobody could get a photo of me while I'm in Congress, but randomly in the park, you got a photo. It's quite a coincidence, don't you think?
There's news stories. Actually, you're in the news today. Apparently, you're scared for your life now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what the news is saying.
I've never. You think I'm scared?
Well, the reports.
Scared of anything.
Oh,
Nobody. We're not scared of nobody.
yeah, I'm not buying it either because just if Fauci is scheduling photo shoots outside of his house for everybody to see, then I don't think he's that scared either. Or I don't think you're that scared.
I had that with Billy Gates. I would be out of there before lunch. I don't know why he waited so long. You just tell him you're not going to answer and you leave. What's the problem?
Oh boy. Oh boy. What is going on with the Owen Report today, guys? We're in a new dimension now. I've totally lost control. The show is off the rails. Next caller, what's your name? Where you're from?
Hi, my name is Amber from Arkansas.
All right, Amber, go ahead.
Hey, Owen. I'm shocked I actually got through. I just wanted to say that we are so lucky to have you, Owen. I watch your show every day, and you're a voice for all of us. And when you go off on your rants, I feel you 100%. So, yeah, I wanted to let you know that. But yes, Trump has just been the biggest disappointment. It's I was a full-on supporter of him when he was campaigning, and now it's like he's a completely different person. And we're not. I feel like we're gonna be in worse shape. Whenever he gets out of office, things were horrible whenever he got back in office, and I feel like we're just going to be in worse shape. So
Yeah, I think Trump's going to COVID us again. Trump is going to COVID us again. I don't know what it's going to be, but he's going to do something before he leaves. He's going to COVID us again. I have no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's extremely disheartening. So, but yeah, Owen, you're my favorite person to listen to. I mean, you're the realest, and I always say don't apologize for your rants, Owen.
Well, I appreciate that. I do feel bad. I do feel bad. I do want to carry myself to a higher standard than other broadcasters out there that don't really have any professional training or experience, and I'd like to be able to just do news. I'd like for you to know you're going to tune in and get news, but you know, some days my heart just overwhelms my head and I just can't do it. Today happened to be one of those days. And I think it's just the combo factor of the clear insider trading scam that's going on, and the fact that what he just tried to do with Jeanine Pirro gives us the true story about the current nature of Trump. And it's just like, now you wonder, how do I explain it, guys? It's like, you have to understand, if this man is willing to bomb a school of girls, which maybe he didn't know. Maybe he doesn't know that. But he started a new war. He lied. He started a new war. People have died. If this man is willing to do that and lie about it, if he's willing to do this blatant insider trading scam, if he's willing to try to force his prosecutors to prosecute and convict and imprison innocent people, I don't think people understand the gravity of that. I think that's what it is for me today. It's a whole new level now. We're in a different level of this Trump administration now. It's not just corrupt politics as usual. Now it's like, no, this thing has been turned over, and we have to accept that this guy will do horrendous things to us and not give a damn. Okay? He'll spoil tens of millions of dollars to do a reflecting pool job wrong just so it can be open for his birthday. He'll take everything that we have fought for 10 years and he will sell it to the highest bidder in a foreign country. He will rage at his prosecutors for not prosecuting innocent people. Guys, this ain't our Trump, man. He's not our Trump anymore. He's somebody else's agent, guys. This guy works for something evil now. I beg, I praise God, I am wrong. No, believe me, I want nothing more than to be wrong about this, guys. But it's like, it's weighing on me. I'm in like a pressure cooker with it. I can't get out of this now. So I'll probably finish the show and I'll decompress later tonight and I'll be over it tomorrow. But it's like the whole thing is just like a pressure condenser right now. And I just want people to know this is not normal now. We are in a new world now. It's not just corrupt politics. And you need to realize that you have a president right now who will sell anything for a dime. And he will sell this entire country out, and he won't give a damn about what happens to you. So this is the new realization that needs to happen here. And I don't know, maybe I think that there's some sort of a method here that if we can shame current MAGA into submission, if we can shame these people into submission, that maybe we can turn this around somehow. Maybe we can recapture some of that magic before Trump does the whatever he's going to do in his final year. Because that's kind of where we're at. These MAGA stooges have to be just completely shamed. They have to be completely shamed, and we have to make sure whatever happens on the other side of this, we never listen to them ever again. Once Trump is out of office, these people need to be gone too. All these MAGA shills, all these brainwashed cucks, all these people that have no problem with corrupt politics as long as it's the right flavor for them. I hope we never see or hear from any of them ever again once Trump leaves office. I don't want to see these cucks. I don't want to see these losers. I don't want to see these sellouts. I don't want to see these cowards and frauds. I don't want to see these ball lickers. I don't want to see them anymore. I'm done. I'm so fed up with these people. And you know what's funny about it too? Well, I actually have some of it today. It's actually funny. It gives me a little sense of relief, actually. But I've got, they do these AI videos. You know, they all make fun of me now. I don't even see it anymore. I really don't care. I kind of find it funny. I'm honored actually that they still think about me every day. They wake up and make AI videos about me. They're kind of funny. But it's just like, you guys, okay, we can all have fun. Like, you can make fun of me, whatever, my hair, my mustache. Maybe you don't like my studio, whatever it is. Like, have fun. Hey, have fun at my expense. That's all good, man. Like, you're just lying to yourselves. You're trying to avoid the reality of the corruption that you're supporting and covering up for by making fun of me. I'm like an outlet. I'm like a distraction for your own denial. So I'm just kind of reaching a point of fed upness with this whole thing. In case you're not picking up on that today. And I thank you for the call, Amber. It just feels like a real pressure cooker here, guys. It just feels like a real pressure cooker. How do you relieve it? How do you relieve that pressure? I can't believe it, but it's like Democrats taking Congress. Is that the relief? Oh, my God. What planet am I on? What twilight zone am I in? Next caller, what's your name? Where you're from?
Hey, I'm Dale. I'm actually from West Virginia.
All right.
You and I have had a very, I believe, like similar arc with the Trump movement. Like I was a day one 2016 guy like you, and then I was basically like all in on the stolen election in 2020 and was like a true believer, and then held out hope through the Biden years. And I mean, I agree with everything you say pretty much. And I think you in particular, other commentators too, like Fuentes, and I mean, even Alex, like that's the future of like the popular culture in this movement. Like, unfortunately with Charlie getting killed, like that was a horrible event, but I think that the guys taking his place, like you've iterated out before, like they can't get this done. And it's going to have to be us. But I did have a question and all that as well. In the first term, there were things that Trump did that sometimes we were unhappy with, but we kind of let it slide. Like we weren't happy about it, but we're like, okay, like he's still our guy. He's doing a lot of good stuff. And then this second term, and in particular, like Tucker says, like right around the Butler assassination, I mean, I fully agree with Tucker. Like that is when things just flipped on a dime. And it seems like Trump totally changed. And I mean, do you have any kind of like opinion on that? Like why you think that is? Like, do you agree with like what Tucker's been saying? Like, I'm curious to know what you think about that.
Well, I think that my ranting and raving today kind of says, yeah. I think that the show kind of already answers that. I don't really think that warrants any explanation any further. I think I've pretty much expressed that with my rantings and ravings today.
Sure. Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. I don't know how we're going to do this.
Unless I'm misinterpreting, are you asking me like, was there a specific time where I think this whole thing happened?
Yeah, I just like in the first term, it just doesn't. Well,
let me say
like,
this.
Trump
Okay. So let me say this then. I'll respond more directly to what you said. With the first term, there was still enough plausible deniability where I think it was rational to either forgive Trump or just to assume he made a mistake. And so, a lot of this kind of gets lost in the haze because 2020 was such a crazy year, and then they stole the election. But there was, at that time, a very robust debate about, okay, Trump just screwed this country badly with the COVID policies. Is it time to be done with Trump? And so there was kind of a rigorous debate about that. The thing about 2020 and 2024, though, which was different than 2026, is that it really didn't matter. Trump was going to win in 2024 no matter what. And so you had some people that maybe liked DeSantis or some other directional issues with Vivek that he was bringing to the campaign. But ultimately, it was always going to be Trump's. And so really, it didn't even matter if you wanted to say, I can't forgive Trump for what he did during COVID. Maybe you assume it was a mistake. Maybe you assume it was intentional. But it was like, it was already a done deal. Trump was already going to win. And that there was nothing anybody could do to really change that. And we kind of said, all right, we'll look at Trump and say he got bad information. We'll look at Trump and provide excuses as to why he screwed the country so badly with COVID. And then we kind of forgot because Biden was so bad. And so all of that ends up going down and then Trump wins again. So I think we gave Trump the benefit of the doubt in the first administration, whether for good or for bad. You'd probably say for bad now. And then Biden was so bad, it was like, okay, you know, we got to get Trump back in there. Let's see if we can recapture some of that magic from the first 2 years of administration. And that didn't last long. A lot of people do, if they want to put a date on it, a lot of people do put the Butler event. A lot of people think that whatever happened that day, they whizzed one by Trump. They think that was the warning shot to Trump that, hey, if you don't play ball with the establishment, if you don't play ball with the deep state, you don't play ball. You understand?
Right.
And so that's what a lot of people believe. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know. I mean, they certainly have done a nice job covering up whatever happened at Butler that day, and Trump doesn't even seem too concerned about it.
It's crazy. Why don't you think, last question, why don't you think we went to war with Iran in the first term? Why didn't we just do it then? Why is it now?
Well, I think the climate was different. I think the climate was different then than it is now. And I also think that you might have gotten it in Trump's second term no matter what. So that might have been the plan for Trump's second term the entire time. Obviously, we won't know since we had a Biden gap. But, you know, that's kind of what they did. Crazy. That's kind of what they did with Obama, if you recall. You know, Obama ran against the Middle East foreign policy. He won, and then he won again in 2012, and then all of a sudden he got involved in the Middle East, and he was bombing more countries than Bush did in the Middle East, and he was bombing without congressional approval, if you recall these big scandals. So it seems like they wait. It seems like they wait until the second term when the president becomes a lame duck president, because then they can engage in the unpopular foreign policy. Then they can engage in the forever wars, and there's no negative consequences because they can't run for election again. So I'd say Trump's second administration was probably always going to be a war with Iran.
Yes, I think I agree with you. Thank you for taking my call, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the call. And by the way, this is why, you know, I don't really do the media infighting anymore. You know, I used to do a lot of media stuff. I mean, I cover the traitors on the right, obviously. We'll do that. We'll cover the liars and traitors on the right. But I don't really get into the media drama. I don't really want to deal with kind of the other independent media drama stuff. I don't want to deal with the left wing. To me, it's like, if you're not chest up, you know, chin up, chest out, and staring right at the Trump administration and saying, hey, what the hell are you doing? You're just wasting time. You know, I could sit here and talk about all these different personalities and all these different beefs and stuff that's developing right now in the independent media. I could sit here and talk about, oh, you know, Rosie O'Donnell's going on The View again and all this other garbage of the left-wing media. It's all worthless. It's all worthless. The only place to speak truth to power, the only place to look up and talk to where all this disastrous policy is coming from, it's Trump and the Republicans. That's what it is. So it's like, I just don't get anything else right now. I just don't. Like, I don't. What's the purpose of me attacking people in the media? It serves no purpose. It's the administration. It's the GOP. Those are the people that need to be getting our attention. Those are the people that we should be demanding results from. So people just play this game. And I guess it's because it's lazy. Maybe because it's just lazy and it's like low effort. You don't have to do much when you just attack the media. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right. We got a guest coming up. We'll take a short break here. Come back with Casey Allen on the other side of this break.
You're listening to the Owen Report on the Win Network.
It's the fastest 3 hours on the internet. It's the Owen Report with Owen Schroyer.
Oh my gosh. Actually, this is great, guys. This is great. I needed this today. I have to tell you, I actually needed this so desperately. I want to thank President Trump. The comedy, I mean, this is the joke of the year. President Trump just posted this on Truth Social. His real polling numbers are the best they've ever been. I mean, guys. Okay. Thank you, President Trump. We all needed a little comic relief today. So that's a good one. That's rich. That's rich. Trump's polling numbers are as great as they've ever been, guys. Of course they are. I mean, duh. Nobody's upset with Trump right now. Nobody. Everybody's thrilled at what's going on with everything. All right. That's a much needed comic relief as we enter the third and final hour of today's transmission. We are joined by Casey Allen. And Casey, I want to get into some generational conservative politics with you. You represent a younger generation than me. I do think there are some differences between how 20-year-olds think and 30-year-olds think when it comes to how to approach nationalism or how to approach conservatism politically. I do want to get to that. But there are some stories that you're covering today, and I kind of want to start with the news and segue into that. I want to start with the flock cameras. Right. Now, you're reporting on a story today that people are noticing where these flock cameras are located. Specifically, they were outside of a THC shop, and they were pointed right at the door. So, okay, obviously you can see everybody that's going in and out. And then the THC stop, they kind of did their own little protest of that. What do you think the strategy here is with the location? Do you think that's significant, or are they just putting these things everywhere?
Well, I mean, based off of 2024, you can see that 100,000 flock cameras have been installed throughout the country. So I think it's probably, I would say it's more of a random thing. I mean, it was Jars Cannabis in Michigan. It was really funny because the dispensary themselves put out a no flock or an anti-flock sign, kind of basically insinuating that, you know, they themselves and the people don't stand for this. And unfortunately, it was actually 48 hours after that, the county jurisdiction told them they have about like 2 days to get rid of it. So it's kind of, you know, it's good to see, but unfortunately, my, you know, biggest concern is that they might actually have a lot bigger opposition, maybe even criminalize and, you know, harsh the punishments, make them even worse with the flock cameras, taking them down. Obviously, I've been big in opposition to this. I've been posting in a big campaign for this in many months. We actually got them taken down in Newport, Kentucky. We got them completely, basically banned from the entire city. And many cities in Kentucky are following with that suit. But unfortunately, as you see with the Southwest, a lot in Texas and your guys' state, you're seeing flock cameras all over the place. I also came from Florida recently. I was helping my friend Doug Chico run for Congress. I saw them left and right. I mean, it was every street corner you would see a flock camera. And as I'm sure you've seen, there's been so many false readings. I mean, these are all ALPR cameras. It's not just flock. You have Axon. You've got 7 different varieties of cameras that are just, you know, unconstitutionally tracking people. That's a violation of our Fourth Amendment privacy rights. And you even have some police departments I'll say Independence, Kentucky, who I'm about to call them out in a video here soon, but they actually deliberately lied to the citizens and said that gave like a 10-pointer of false propaganda, just a PR, pro-flock campaign, saying that, flock cameras only look at the license plate readers. It's not just people in the cars. Well, that's actually completely false, because we saw that a woman about a week ago, she actually released a screenshot of a police report where she was really recorded by the flock camera, where she had her phone on her lap and she was given a $1,200 ticket. So, I can't believe that our actual, law enforcement is deliberately lying to the American people. And that's just it's I'm fed up out of this, and I'm using my platform to, be anti-flock and get this surveillance state, cracked down the best that I can.
Well, I try to look at everything from a fair and neutral standpoint, at least at the beginning, at least at phase one. And so I look at let's talk about these police jurisdictions, these districts, and you say, okay, let's say I'm a police chief. Let's say I'm a police commissioner here. You know what? Maybe I do like the cameras, right? Maybe I do. Maybe I feel like it helps me do my job. Maybe I feel like it gives me an edge on criminals or robberies. It's like, okay, maybe from that standpoint, I can understand where a police officer or that, law enforcement viewpoint might be. Obviously, these things are unpopular, and so ultimately you have to accept that is the will of the people. But once you start lying, that's where it starts to get concerning, right? It's like, I'm not hearing, sometimes you may get the pitch of, hey, obviously we're doing this for safety and security, but notice it's like they don't even try to make that pitch. They say, hey, what do you care? You're not committing crimes. Or hey, it's not spying on you. Well, it's been abused by multiple different officers even. We've got multiple stories where officers, law enforcement agents are abusing the flock cameras. So it's like, I could maybe hear you out if you were presenting a case about how this is going to help you do your job. But it's like you guys just leapfrog over that and you say, hey, well, what do you care if you're not breaking the law? Well, there's plenty of reasons for me to care. And then they start lying about them. Now, all of a sudden, I'm suspicious.
Absolutely. I mean, you have every right to be. I mean, this is happening in, I believe, like 50 counties in the past week have already have some sort of implementation to get rid of flock cameras based off of just people attending their local city council meetings. I mean, I know the main reason in Fort Thomas, Kentucky, that we actually got them to remove them is that we were having, state representatives. We had a whole massive, really like the whole city show up and just tell the city that they do not support this at all. And really, the city council members, they took that to heart. And even we actually have ethical police officers in Kentucky that say that, the voice of the people is the voice of God. So we're going to take that into account. And, they actually did take that into a real legislative position, and they're not going to have any more flock cameras in Newport and Fort Thomas, Kentucky. So, I really hope that I can spread the message and get everyone to just attend your local body meetings, local Republican chapters. Just get involved and do everything you can to voice your opinion, because I foolproof, it does actually make a difference. I mean, you can actually make more of a change on the local level than you can at the national level just by attending your local meetings.
Did you see the story in New Jersey? It was a similar deal. They went to, town hall meetings. They petitioned their local government. They got them banned. And now I think the company is Hexa that is installing these data centers now. It's data centers, it's flock cameras. I think they all work for the same purpose ultimately. And the data centers are now suing, and they're saying, oh, well, we're going to sue you for $300 million if you don't build these data centers. Has anything happened like that with the flock cameras yet, or is that just kind of still in the data center realm?
I mean, it's a bit of a mix, though. I mean, we're seeing data centers being implemented in Kentucky, in my state. I guess it's really a multitude of things, because you're seeing the surveillance state kind of grow at a rate we've never seen before. We thought that TSA was a big deal after 9/11, really having this like implementation of a private security or secondary security just entering the airport or entering an airplane. But we've seen that kind of take a different, really different level now, because you can almost say that you have no privacy anymore. I mean, your Fourth Amendment rights have basically been taken by the government. And unfortunately, it's really that they have the ability to circumvent the Fourth Amendment by contracting with a private company, Garrett Langley's Flock Safety, who doesn't have to follow the.
That's how they got away with censorship too.
Absolutely, yeah. The Biden, I mean, we have the President Trump has done nothing with the Twitter files. I mean, everything that Matt Taibbi and Martin O'Fallon exposed. I mean, it literally showed that the Biden administration deliberately worked with Twitter to censor Americans. I think, including yourself, you were banned on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's insane. The fact that we've had no arrest for that, I mean, that's kind of a different conversation. But I mean, a lot of the criticisms I
Hey,
have.
whoa. I dropped my blood pressure. My cortisol levels are low right now. I can't go there again. I can't. I already crashed out for like 2 hours before you joined. I'm out of crash outs. I gotta keep the cortisol low. Don't start getting me angry about the lack of results here, Casey. I'll lose it.
I get that.
Casey Allen, our guest, joining me, host of the Casey Allen Show. He's a young guy. He's younger than me, at least. Hey, I'm curious though. I'm wondering about the generational stuff. I want to get into it now. You talk about how we're losing privacy everywhere. Do you watch South Park by any chance? You ever watch South Park?
Yeah, I did when I was younger. I know like Cartman. I know like most of the characters. Family Guy oriented show. Pretty funny.
It reminds me of the episode where they spy on you when you're on the toilet, and they come check on you every time you're on the toilet, and you have to wear a seatbelt and you're on the toilet, and they start complaining. They're like, this is the last place I have any freedom is on the toilet, and you're taking this from me. It feels like we're getting close to that.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's where we're at right now. I mean, the Flock system is a Chinese-style surveillance state. I mean, it is basically setting the precedence for like a CBDC or like a social credit score, or like a lot of the things you see in China right now. I mean, that's basically what they have in this communist society, and we're kind of culturally accepting that in a national level. And I honestly am surprised that DC is so okay with this. But yeah, they basically have said that they don't care about any of our constitutional rights. Doesn't matter what party, and they're really interested in seeing what we're doing and making sure that. And I would say some cases like it's more going to be used against people that they have beef with, or maybe some political opposition they might use. I think that's more the concern. It's funny, you look at what they actually say in the precedents for these the surveillance state. They only give you two answers. They'll say that it's good for stopping kids that are being kidnapped, which again I can sympathize with, but is that okay with really giving up your Fourth Amendment privacy rights? Absolutely not. I mean, George Washington said it best. I mean, it's really a different topic, but I mean, it's really just the fact that we will not give up our liberties in exchange for really anything. I mean, I'm an American patriot, and I believe, what George Washington, Ben Franklin. I'm not going to give up my Fourth Amendment privacy rights for anything. So that's my opinion on that. And I've got a lot of opinions on really where the country is going with my generation. I think my generation's woken up a lot with the government corruption. Myself, who actually I was a supporter of Trump for many years. I mean, back in 2016, I was the youth chair of the Boone County Republican Party. In 24, helped Thomas Massey, President Trump, everyone in our district get elected. It was a 6 for 6. We won everything. It was funny though, because shortly after I realized in 25 that the Republicans didn't exactly share the same values on free speech that the Democrats did. So in my local chapter, I was actually excommunicated because I had reposted a video that Jake Shields reposted about Nick Fuentes. And again, this wasn't even like anything radical. I just said, seen a speech that he said, and I thought this is a really provocative message. It was about freeing Julian Assange. Now, because of that, I was kicked out of my community chair by our state representative in Kentucky, and I was ostracized from the Republican Party. So then I realized, and I was like, what's the case here, guys? We just beat Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, who was adamantly against free speech, and they censored us. How are you guys going to now tell me that because of my views, maybe because they're maybe too far right, or maybe because I believe maybe too much free speech, that I have to be excommunicated from the Republican Party? So that's what ended up happening, and I took that to heart. So I spent the last year just building my own platform, and I helped Thomas Massey with his congressional campaign, and unfortunately we lost, but this was the largest campaign, or really U.S. Senate or U.S. congressional race in U.S. history. This was $35 million that went into this race. $25 million was Israeli money that went into this. Miri Madelson, Paul Singer, John Paulson. You have some of the worst people that are funding this that have never even set foot in our state. So after I saw Thomas Massey get defeated there, I really just lost a lot of hope in our democracy. And I mean, I'm still fighting. I'm doing everything I can. I was just in Florida helping James Fishback and my friend Doug Chico. But it's really disheartening to see that, that amount of money can just get that many people to betray their own congressman. Thomas Massey is by far the most America First member of Congress this country has ever seen. And the second he actually stands up for what's
definitely
actually
the
right,
most conservative.
Absolutely, 100%. He votes with Trump 95% of the time. And the things he doesn't, it's because of the Epstein class, it's because of funding new wars. I mean, he said this, I'm kind of repeating what he said, but like, I mean, it's absolutely sad that the only guy that holds really true to Trump's campaign promises is the guy that gets, kicked out of Congress. I mean, Trump promised the very things that Massey's preaching now, and now he's ostracized for it. Or you're kicked out of the GOP like myself for asking questions. So, I actually registered as an independent after the election. This is more of a protest. I know Kentucky's a closed primary. 13 states in the country are like that. So, if a Republican, Massey by chance, does run in the future, I will gladly stand behind him. But the Republicans will have to do a lot to earn my vote. They've betrayed me wholeheartedly. I felt it firsthand. And, as an independent, I'm really looking forward to see what Marjorie Taylor Greene, Joe Kent, who I interviewed recently, Thomas Massey, Tucker, a lot of people I'm allied with. I'd love to see what the future holds, because I think there's a real movement happening right now.
Well, producer DMT is loving this message. He's loving to hear this. He may want to talk about similar decisions that he's made in the state of Missouri that had a primary today. But I won't out producer DMT if he wants to come on and say this. But a lot of people feel the same way. I have great hope in younger conservatives, because I feel like they're an amalgamation between Gen X and millennials, in that they're kind of like, they have the Gen X vibe of like, we just don't give a rat's ass. Like, hey, screw you. Call me whatever name you want. We don't care. But they also kind of have the millennial, my generation is a lot more liberal, kind of more bleeding heart. But you guys do care. I do think you guys care. You don't care that people insult you, but you do care about the country. I think you do care about people. And I think that's kind of more traditional conservatism. And so I have faith in the younger generations. I feel like once the boomer generation has run their gambit politically, and the new generations, the younger generations, start to take over, I think that's really the only hope we have politically right now for this country. The left gets in charge in 2026, 2028. That's not going to be good for the country. But I think the younger generations will be better. Now, my question for you is, I get this a lot when I talk to 20-year-olds. They're really into AI. They really like AI. They kind of have a belief in the future of AI. I talk to some, 20-year-old conservatives, independent-minded people, and some think that AI is the answer. Some people think AI is the answer to the corrupt government. I'm a little more, I wouldn't say I'm a Luddite. I think AI is a tool that can be used for good or for bad. I have big concerns over AI. I think it could go extremely wrong, and we could end up living in a Terminator Skynet system. But I could also see AI used properly, making our country more efficient and more prosperous. So I could see it going either way. But when I talk to younger people, specifically in their 20s, they seem to have more faith, more trust in AI. Do you share that sentiment? Do you agree that there's kind of a bit of a generational break there?
You're exactly right, Owen. I mean, I think me personally, I'm very skeptical. I think there is a lot of, Gen Z sentiment that does think, because I think it's more of a, more lacking of not having God in our life. I think more people are kind of, worshiping AI and hoping that it does save us. I do think there is some valid conversation there. I do think that, AI when it comes in the future, there could be, it very well could replace many human jobs and possibly produce this UHI or UBI, or universal income that many people are looking forward to. But I would say, I'm a Catholic. I do worship Jesus Christ, and I think that that's our ultimate savior. But with that being said, I do think that there is some optimism with AI. I think that there is so many problems with our country right now. And I think we actually have some sort of regulation. Like, I'm not an effective accelerationist by any means. I'm not a Peter Thiel. I'm not Mark Andreessen. I really think we need to have this in moderation. We have to take this very slow and a calculated way that doesn't make it where, because keep in mind, like, best case, we solve poverty and, America's rich. Worst case, nobody has access to water, and our country has no power grid. So, I mean, it seems to be a very volatile thing to be involved in. So that's where I think I'm not actually against it, but I think we should pursue this in a way that's moderately responsible.
Yeah, it's almost like the conclusion of AI is extreme no matter what. It could be either extremely good or it could be extremely bad. And maybe when you consider that, you say, well, is it worth the risk of the extreme bad? Is it worth taking that risk considering the extreme bad that can happen? When I look at it, I don't even think really, I don't think we have any real AI. I'm not sure I buy any of the stuff that they're saying about AI. I'm a little skeptical. You know, they claim it's escaped. They've claimed it's developed survival instincts. It's hacked people. It's blackmailed people. You know, that should be, I feel like we should be a lot more concerned if these things were actually happening. I feel like it's still just numbers and code. I'm not sure if it can reach an actual state of sentience, let's say. I feel like it's still numbers and code. But okay, that's up for debate. What we do see happening, which is undeniable, is all the AI algorithms are rigged, right? They're all rigged for politics. Each one has a different rig job, a different algorithm to invoke some sort of a political results, whether that's, you know, words they don't want to use, conclusions they don't want to reach, whatever it is. We can see that cooked into these algorithms. Do you think it's fair to say if you are establishing an AI and you're intentionally putting things into the algorithm that are politically based, then really you don't actually have an artificial intelligence, you have a propaganda tool?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's based on who's the programmer is. I mean, you look at Sam Altman, OpenAI, Elon Musk. It's really hard to find anyone that owns any of these AI companies that are conservative at all. They don't have any really conservative values. These are more like secular leftists that really have no ideology other than just benefiting themselves and the technocrats that have already been before them. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really see like how, I guess in their eyes, they're just out for profits. I really think, I mean, I give Elon credit for free speech on X. I think he's done a tremendous job. I think that has done absolutely great things for our country. But when it comes to that side, I just think it gets extremely corrupt. And really, you're going to see the transformation with AI. I think in the next couple of years, in the 2030s particularly, really like Gen Alpha, Gen Z. You're going to see those generations kind of grow up in this like. We really don't know. I just think it's going to be different than what we've ever perceived. You're going to see like obviously autonomous cars. You're going to see possibly the CBDCs, a social credit score, the surveillance state, all the flock cameras. Unfortunately, it's kind of blackpilling. It's not really something you want to be living in a society that we're looking forward. But I think that's why I feel inclined to step up and just use my voice and my platform because this is not a country I want to bring kids into and really see my younger siblings have to deal with. It's absolutely. It doesn't look good, but that's why I'm fighting now.
I'm definitely behind on the AI. In fact, I start to feel old. I get a little frustrated. I try to screw around with the AI and I realize it's not as easy as it appears. It actually takes a little bit of work and kind of figure out how to game it. So I get a little frustrated and I just give up. I'm like, whatever, I don't need AI. But, when I see the different ways that it's used, I wonder too, well, let's consider the energy grid. I mean, where are people talking about this? Do we really need 100,000 people on X making images of some anime bouncing boobs? It's like, this is a total waste of energy, but then how do you regulate that? It's like, who makes the decisions on what AI is going to be used for and what it's not? And these are maybe the conversations that need to be had before it's rolled out. But in the moment, I mean, anybody can log on to X and see the absolute slop that gets posted with AI. And I'm just like, do we really want to be draining our energy grid for this slop? But how do we regulate it? I don't know. Do you guys talk about this? This is not stuff that people my age really talked about. But when I talk to younger people, they seem to be all into this.
I mean, yeah, it's like I think there's the same perception. There's like a lot of slop on Instagram Reels. You'll see like most videos are like AI generated. They get like 20,000 likes. I think there's kind of a negative aspect of that because you're kind of like taking away the authenticity of like real content. And that's obviously that's inevitable. I think you're going to see really the proliferation of like AI movies and short form, long form content kind of take over. However that does for the better or for the worse. But I think, yeah, most of my generation is probably more skeptical of AI. Like I do see some people that are like, the effective accelerationists that really do want to push this to its limits. I'm not one of those people. I do want to embrace the technology and obviously make sure that we're competing with China and other countries that are adversarial to us, make sure we're obviously staying on top of the world. But I mean, I really think that we have to do this. I mean, kind of like the space race. We've got to stay, make sure we're on top of the world. At the same time, I don't want to do this if we're going to make this thing like they're talking about making citizens pay for the the output of the cost of the electricity. I think that's totally wrong. I think if we're going to do this full fledged, it's got to be either government paid for. It's got to be Sam Altman needs to bring a big check out. Like I think the worst thing we can do, I mean, already in many places, I mean, we can bring this up. Lauren Boebert actually got a water bill canceled in Colorado when they desperately needed it because she went against the Epstein bill, or the Epstein Files Transparency Act that Trump didn't like. So like we already have problems with water and pollution. We really don't need anything worse than what we have. So I think that is an extremely it's the most volatile risk I think this country has ever taken. And if we fail, I mean, the consequences will be we'll have no country left. So that's not a risk I'm willing to take. We have got to be moderate about this. We also have to compete in a way that we're not too slow. But at the same time, I think these things could be better if we had maybe a Christian-run government, or maybe people like that weren't Elon Musk and Sam Altman. A lot of these tech oligarchs, I don't think they're morally equipped to handle these things. And I think they're more interested in the profit-based incentives, and they just don't have necessarily what it is that our founding fathers envisioned for this country.
We see President Trump's approval rating tanking, specifically with young men. I look at my colleagues, I look at my social circles, most people are around my age, and they're just totally out. I mean, if I was doing a approval rating in my social circles, most of these people either voted for Trump or were neutral on Trump in the most recent election cycle. Now they're all like down bad. It's like everybody here's negative on Trump. Is it similar in your social circles? Is it similar in 20-year-old men and women? Because in the 30-year-olds, it's like he's tanked. He's gone from mostly popular to extremely unliked, I would say.
Absolutely. I think anyone that's millennials, Gen Z, and below definitely are against what Trump's doing with the Iran war, the Epstein scandal, all the scandals in the first under 2 years we've already experienced. Everyone is adamantly against that. And thanks to social media, I think we're seeing this more in a generational standpoint, because you got to think, before Trump, it was Obama, and it was really candidates that were kind of pre to the social media era of elections. So I think with Trump, it's like we're kind of seeing on full display that he's denied that all the war crimes Israel's done. He's actually defended that. He's covered up the Epstein files. All of his tariff promises, only 3 out of 100 fell through. The border's sealed, but yet we've only had 500,000 deportations. I mean, all these things that I think the average person like myself voted for, we've yet to see. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not should be too black pilled, but I think President Trump, I mean, if he really wants to save his credibility at this point, he just has to do what he campaigned on. If he doesn't, he might go down as one of the worst presidents this country has ever seen.
Yeah, that's how most people, I'd say, under 40 sound. Maybe even you might even get into under 50, but definitely under 40. Pretty much every guy I talk to, even if the girl is politically interested, they basically all reached that conclusion. How much of it is the foreign policy? I mean, that's the big gap. I mean, it's a damn Grand Canyon between under 40 and over 60. Really is the foreign policy. And I feel like for my generation, for millennials and Gen X, it kind of took us like 20 years of our entire lives being stuck in the Middle East for us to finally get to this point of just, we're totally fed up. We have no tolerance for Middle East foreign policy anymore. It seems like you guys were kind of birthed into that. It seems like you guys never went through that process. It's just you've always realized that the foreign policy is corrupt.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't through that. We didn't realize the foreign policy is not America first. Obviously, like in my generation, being 16, I was a freshman in high school. I was a supporter of President Trump. I couldn't vote until 2020, so I voted for Trump.
Hey, Casey, you know what? We're having a weird audio issue with you here. I don't know what's going on. Your audio just started breaking up. I don't know if something happened on your end. I don't know if you want to try that again.
That sounds a little static. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but
no, something happened. You've been hacked. The AI has destroyed your audio here.
It sounds like I hear static sound. I have no clue how to.
There you go. Okay, you got you back. We got you back. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. What was the question again, Owen?
I don't know. I got so distracted by the AI. Basically, I'm saying it seems like you guys already understand the foreign policy is corrupt. Like it took my generation and Gen X to kind of get to this point of no return with the foreign policy. It seems like the younger generations, it's like they're already done. They don't even want to hear about it.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. The point I was trying to make is that, I think a real thing to think about is what's happened in the past 6 years, right? So you got to think from 2020 to 26, if you were, part of Gen Z or a Zoomer. So I graduated high school in 2019. So I was fortunately the last generation not to have to endure, the COVID years in high school. although my college years, I was basically, social distancing. I had college from, my house. So I did that. And, I think I really saw after that. And
Man, I've never had this. Your voice is like, it literally sounds like a robot is trying to take over your microphone right now, is what it sounds like. It's weird. It just started happening.
What's going on right now? I don't know if it's
Why don't we do this? Why don't you disconnect and reconnect? That's the best thing to do right now. Go ahead and disconnect and reconnect. We'll bring you back on here. In the meantime, I see that DMT is sitting in the digital studio. I don't know what he wants, if he wants to come on air, if he wants to troll, or I don't know what's going on, but we got a little break with our technical difficulties here, DMT. Go ahead. Are you celebrating? Do you want to tell people what you did today? Turn your audio on. This is ridiculous. This show is out of control today. One more outburst from this show, and I'm actually flipping the desk. What a nightmare. Let's see if Casey's audio is working now. Man, they're just screwing me. I'm just getting screwed.
Can you hear me?
Unfortunately.
Let's just see, guys. Let's just have fun. This is just a hot mess now. This is just, I give it to God. God, fix the audio. Fix the audio, Lord Jesus.
Can you hear me or not?
I can hear you, yeah.
You can hear me. I'm
okay.
I'm coming in.
One for one on that. Let's
all
see.
Right. So let me just say this. I feel like there's a lot of confusion here.
All right.
You guys are avoiding what the obvious thing is. The current rendition of the Republican Party needs to be crushed. So you really don't have too many options, do you? Because what we've got now clearly has sold themselves out to both corporations, foreign interests, Israel, oligarchs. I hate to say it, but, a lot of the things that guys like Abdul al-Sayed has been saying, they're correct. He's been saying get money out of politics. And I'm sorry, but what we've got right now, it's too corrupt to fix. So if your wife cheats on you, Casey or Owen, do you go and buy her a fucking present? No, you don't. You dump her ass and you try to hire the best lawyer and you try to get all your stuff back. So I just think that us continuing to play around like what we've got in DC from the Republican Party is going to be fixed, or it's going to be able to somehow, actually deliver on some of the promises they've had. It's not going to happen. So it's time to make them feel the pain. And the only way to do that legally is to vote against them. So if you block their agenda and make them understand they're not electable, if they keep this bullshit up, eventually they're going to change. So that's the only thing you can really hope for, because we only have two choices. So I understand ideologically that sounds like a terrible idea, but if you truly play the tape through and you look years down the road, if you want systemic change, you have to make them feel the pain. There's really only one way right now. So that's just my opinion.
Is that voting Democrat? May I ask?
Well, in some instances, yeah, it's going to be, because unless you want to continue to get the same thing and then act surprised when you get fucked, there's nothing else to say. And I excuse my language. I like to be professional. I like to keep things usually analytical, but we've been spinning our wheels on this for a long time now. Nothing's changing. It's getting way, way worse. So, I'm sorry, but over the course of the last 10 years, specifically over the course of the last 2.5 years, the Republican Party is unrecognizable. It's now the party of Mark Levin. It's the party of Ben Shapiro. It's the party of endless wars and spending money for causes that don't benefit any Americans at all. The truth is I'm sorry, if we continue on this path, then some of the things that Democrats are saying, they begin to make sense. I would rather pay for Medicare for all than all of these foreign wars and the destruction of people's lives and killing of children. And I think that sounds more sensible as time goes on and we continue to be betrayed every single day.
I think
we just seriously going to pretend like one day if we just vote harder or support them harder, things are going to change?
Hold on a second. This is the question. And Casey, you brought up accelerationism earlier. And I think that this is kind of, this is maybe into that realm now. I think the question we have to ask is, are we willing to put Democrats in power? And they will flood the border. We know what they're going to do, right? We know what the Democrats are going to do, especially if they get the White House. We know they're going to enact horrible policies that are going to hurt this country. That is undeniable.
They can't even pass $15 minimum wage. The government doesn't even work for people. They're not going to be able to do half of what they even threaten about.
They just raised the minimum wage again in California, so they can do it. Okay, so the question is, do we think we can mitigate? Is it worth it to play the long game? And it could take 6 years to reform the Republican Party after Trump. I mean, let's just be honest. That could take 6 years. It likely will take till 2032 to undergo this reformation of the Republican Party and save the country if we believe there's a political mechanism to do so, which I guess that's the context of this conversation. Is it worth it to burn the Republican Party to the ground, deal with 6 years of Democrats, and then finally get the golden age, hopefully politically, that Trump promised and failed to deliver on, Casey?
Unfortunately, I think that's the only card we're dealt here, because I think we gambled a lot on Trump. I think we thought that Trump was our end-all be-all in 2016. By the end of this, it's going to be 14 years of Donald Trump, and I don't think we're going to see any of our promises fulfilled. So unfortunately, I think that leads us to the conclusion that maybe we have to sacrifice more time. I think it's going to be very hard for me within my conscience to ever vote for a Democrat. I mean, maybe I will, but I mean, I registered as an independent now. I still am very supportive of many Republican, candidates that are still America first. But again, it's far and few between. The Republican Party, after Thomas Massie is gone in January, it's going to be completely Israeli occupied. So we're not going to have any real representation in our congressional, basically anyone in Congress. So I think that's really kind of where we're at now. And I'm basically adamantly against this foreign influence. And I think that the Republicans don't deserve our vote. I think Marco Rubio and I'm never Rubio, never Vance. I'll say that now, and I'll say this in 2028. I hope the Republicans get maybe a Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Joe Kent, Tucker Carlson, Thomas Massie. I'm hoping one of those guys can come up and run. Anybody other than that, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think anyone's really going to earn my vote, especially a single person.
I do think those are the front runners. I don't know if I would say I'm never Vance yet. I'm definitely never Rubio. I'm extremely hesitant on Vance, I would say. I don't know if I would say never yet.
The Republican Party is so bad right now that they act like J.D. Vance is Adolf Hitler. Look at what they do. Hold on real quick.
The Israeli
hold on. Look at what the Republican Party does to their most innovative minds, their freshest, most popular thinkers, guys like James Fishback and things like that. What does the Republican establishment try to do? They are trying to trip him up at every single step. I'm not even saying that I like or dislike him. I'm just telling you that the people that actually are very America first, that are actually very right wing, what does the Republicans do? What do? They fight people to their right considerably harder than they fight Democrats. There is no future for what the current Republican Party is giving you. Listen to what you just said. You're never Vance. No, I'm not saying you, Casey. I'm just saying what someone just said. If you're never Vance and you're never Rubio, that means you're not a Republican. Okay, so what that means, if you want to change things in the direction of that party, I would suggest being an obstacle to every single thing they try to do, because if you don't, they're going to continue on their same path.
I don't think
the Israel First Party, the party of boomers.
Nobody here identifies as Republican. I don't think any three of us, none of us are Republicans.
I'm just trying to say that to say that we need to reach the step where we're like, we're not even going to pretend to say that we're supportive of these people just because of some loosely shared ideology. They are literally selling the country off.
But hold on a second. What I'm saying is, at this point, you have to vote for the individual. If there happens to be a Democrat you like, then you can vote for the Democrat. If there's a Republican you like, you can vote for the Democrat. If it's independent, whatever. I don't think what I see happening, I think Vance sits 2028 out. I do. I think Vance and his team is probably smart enough to realize there's no point in wasting and running in 2028. It's just not worth it. He's got a bunch of kids. I think he sits 2028 out. I do anticipate the rise of whether it's a Kent, a Massie, a Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Tucker Carlson, whoever it is. That is the person that's going to rise up through the Republican Party. The Israeli lobby is going to do everything they can. The establishment will do everything they can to try to block them and give us Rubio. It will fail. It will fail. So you don't want to say that you would never vote for a Republican candidate. What if the candidate is Thomas Massie? You would support that.
You said something very, very important. You mentioned something like voting for the individual, and that's what you should be doing. For right now, the thing that dominates, especially after this post-COVID extreme wealth transfer to people that are literally the top of the 1%. We're not just talking about like wealthy people. We're talking about legitimate billionaires aligning with the government. So after this, my chief political principle is economic populism, because I feel that the dignity and the power for American people to actually climb the social ladder, buy a home, get a wife, live the American dream, it's being stripped from people. And so whatever vehicle is going to allow me personally to actually have, someone that's going to put some things that are going to benefit me first, I'm going to go with whoever it is. And I don't care if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican. I can say this. Yeah, I don't want Medicare for all because I think Medicare for all is irresponsible fiscally. But if we continue to waste money in an unbelievably just unscrupulous way, just draining them down the toilet for no benefit of Americans whatsoever, I am connecting with the things that Abdul Al-Sayed is saying. I don't care what he looks like. I don't care what party he is. And that's the reason why I like Thomas Massie the most. Of course, that's who I would choose. But if I don't have the choice to give someone like Massie a chance, and I don't, I'm going to take the best that's offered. So, and if you look, of course, what I've been saying earlier, how this Republican establishment gets in the way of the very best, capable, most, the best candidates possible, look what they did to Massie. And the same organizations and the same entities are getting in the way of Abdul Al-Sayed. So I think that people need to start connecting these dots. Anyone that is putting America first more than the next person, regardless of their political affiliation, people need to be open to voting for. They need to be open to starting to openly discuss and, have an open mind, because I get it. It sucks if you're a Republican and you're thinking, wow, I'm really going to have to do this. But what I can tell you is that we've had no luck whatsoever changing the Republican Party. Has anyone actually even tried to change any of these things or be included in the Democratic Party? Nobody really has.
They've been recruiting me hard. They want.
I think that people can be reasonably influenced, and I think perhaps it's time to try.
I'm staying away from any party affiliation. I'll tell you that.
Yes, I mean, same here. I don't feel that after what we've seen with Biden and Trump, I just feel like I'm so disenfranchised. I can't align myself with any political party. So I think I'm voting on really for the best interest of myself. I mean, I think about my generation in the future. I think really we're going to think critically this time whether it's a Democrat or Republican, when they offer maybe more affordable housing. And unfortunately, and this is my prediction now, I'll say it on the show, I think John Ossoff will probably end up being the next president of the United States. I think they're going to send this guy up against Vance or Rubio in 28, and all he's got to do is just criticize Trump for everything he's done.
You
whether
think
I like him or not, that's what's going to happen, I think.
You think Ossoff leapfrogs Gavin Newsom?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm telling you, give it time.
I agree with that,
I mean,
actually.
physiognomy is also real, but I think that's all they have to do if they really are serious about winning.
That's an original take. Our guest, Casey Allen. Casey, where can they follow your work? The Casey Allen Show.
Yeah, so you can find my personal platforms at Casey R. Allen, KACERALN. You can find my show on Casey Allen Show on YouTube, Rumble, X, all podcast platforms. I'm always online. You can always find any of my shows and content really anywhere. So, yeah, glad to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Great stuff. Great panel discussion, Casey. We'll have you on again soon. Appreciate you being here.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, guys. We'll see you next time.
All right. Now, before we run into the end of the show here, I'm going to give you a chance. You came in like a bull in a china shop today. You lowered your head and you dominated the airwaves. You did. I'm kind of a little tickled by it, to be honest. I appreciate.
Well, I'm just getting, dude. How long are we going to go back and forth about this?
Hold on a second.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Are you going to tell people what you did today? It's all right. I'm just curious. I won't.
First of all, it's a primary, so it is what it is. It's an open primary in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I went ahead. I casted a vote in the Democratic Party primary, and I went ahead and I voted against what was at the time the largest amount of AIPAC money that's ever been invested into a congressional race, which was Missouri District 1, and that was Wesley Bell, who they put, I think, $25 million into the race. So I did. I voted for Cori Bush, because I'm trying to have principles, and I'm sick of the same things you're talking about AIPAC. Well, guess what? I actually have a point on the board against them. What's going on with other people? Are they just going to sit there and continue to say this and this and this and this and do nothing? So yeah, if you're really against that foreign influence, or if you actually have some principles, you got to do what you got to do. She'll probably lose, and Wesley Bell's, who it's going to be a Democrat no matter what. So realistically, at a certain point, people got to start doing something. So yeah, big deal. A Democrat was going to, no matter what, it's a Democrat. So of course I'm going to go ahead and vote against that. We need as many votes as possible to actually stop this war and to stop this agenda of one of the worst presidents in the history of the United States of America. And I'm just so sick of all these fucking sellouts and MAGA and all these people we know, because I'm telling you guys right now, me into the camera, tons of these MAGA influencers that me and Owen know personally, big names. Dude, they know this guy's fucking trash. This president is literally flaming trash. I'm not even going to get into what the other descriptive terms I was going to say, but you know it. We all know it. Everyone's broke. We're at war. He's telling you it's the best things will ever be. And the president's selling $100,000 subscriptions on his own site. He's making a mockery of America. And it looks like the movie Idiocracy. So I don't care if it's a fucking Democrat. I don't care if it's a Republican. If you want change, act like it. I do what I can on social media by editorial selection to make people understand the actual statistics show we're not lying. This guy fucking sucks. It's just time to get real about it. So all of you people out there that text me, you ask me for my opinions because you don't know shit. It's time to actually use your platform and your shitty podcast that nobody fucking watches and say this guy sucks. And you're not going to vote for Republicans if this is the direction they decide to take things. Pretty simple. If your wife fucks another dude, don't stay with her.
Producer DMT coming in hot today. Anything else you got to get off your chest?
No, just stop supporting this stuff. Stop watching the people's podcasts that don't spell it out very clear, like I just told you. Don't vote for them. Don't care what party it is. If they say something good and you think they're not controlled by foreign or any otherwise type of money or outside influences, go ahead. You can't get worse than this failing government and country. So who fucking cares? There you go. That's what I got to say. God bless. Sorry for the cussing, everybody. All the Christians and everyone. I love you guys. Apologize.
Wow. Voting, if you guys want to find some power, apparently go pull the lever for Cori Bush and you'll become extremely empowered. That crash out is brought to you by crashout.energy. I gotta give it some credit right there. That's a crash out only brought to you by crashout.energy. All right. We thank producer DMT weighing in here. I have a feeling you're going to be hearing more of that. Okay. I have a feeling you're going to be hearing more of that. And I like the response in the chat, by the way. I really liked the response in the chat. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people hated it. Good. That's exactly what we want right there. All right. Let me do a couple other stories here before we sign off. Let me see if I want to cover this stuff. Let's just go to the super chats. We can do this tomorrow. We can cover this stuff tomorrow. Do you really want to hear about Ben Gvir wanting to feed Palestinians to crocodiles? I mean, it's like the guy's a monster. What do you want? What's new over there? You really want to hear about Israelis spitting on Christians when they go visit Israel? It's like, okay. We can do that tomorrow. Let's go to the super chats. We got a bunch of super chats today. We're already almost across the third hour here. So let's go to our great super chatters on YouTube. Folks, remember to give us a follow on YouTube. Really helps grow the show. The Owen Report on YouTube. Really helps grow the show. Appreciate that. Appreciate our super chatters. Here we go. Dust Vault leads us off. I figured out why all these surveillance cameras, they don't want to miss out on their handiwork. They want to see the purge when they head to the bunkers. A unique perspective and original thought. I like it. Oh, we're definitely getting a Trump dump tomorrow. The only question is, are you betting on it? Groundhog name idea. Groundhogowitz. Groundhogowitz. Not bad. What about Groundhogberg? I don't know. Oh, the Hogowitz. We're working with it. We're working with the groundhog. This is a groundhog, by the way. People are confused. They think it's a beaver. No, this is a groundhog. As you can see, the shorter, more stumpy tail, okay, and the shorter, less beavery teeth. Okay, very much beaver-like in the same family, but this is a groundhog. This is not a beaver. This is a groundhog, and we're just trying to name our groundhog. Since it's Groundhog Day in the news every day, it's the war is over. We won the war. The strait is open. The strait is closed. Iran has no military capabilities, but they're bombing us. So we're just in the spirit of Groundhog Day news. The groundhog stays on the desk until we get out of Groundhog Day, probably. We just need to name it. We're working on ideas. If that was Biden, Trump would be giving a speech. Well, that has multi-purposes right there, Anna. Call the groundhog Neo-Constuani Phil. Your Poxitani Phil. It's too much. It's too much, Medici. I can't. It's too much. I like you. You tried. It was a good effort. But that's just too much. Little Buddy from Caddyshack. Name for groundhog. What did they call it? Well, that was a gopher. Actually, that was a gopher in Caddyshack. So we can't miss species our groundhog here. James invaded Valeria's span. Oh my. You're too low IQ to see the 6 million D chess, Jack. You got me with that one. You got me. That was a good one. NATO Natters. He is thinking it worked well for the first time. I don't know what Trump is thinking, honestly, at this point. I think he's just thinking, how can I make a bunch of money, commit a bunch of crimes, and get away with it? I think that's really all he thinks about. Or maybe his little social media gal. You know, we all like to think about cute little blondes at times. You know, I mean, look at me. Stock market is getting consolidated like crypto. That 100K a month is like an exclusive group chat with calls on the world stage, not X. You need size to make money. You agree most people don't have 1K. That correlates with UBI, two-class system. You know, I was thinking too, what if we got a group? I wonder if we could pull this off. I bet we could. I'd have to coordinate, but what if we got a group of people? We could use Give, Send, Go. And for just $1, and I bet we could get 100,000 people for $1 a month, and then we'll join it for the 100K a month. We have to get 100 people to join for $1 a month, and then I'll just leak all the stuff. I'll just post all the stuff publicly. And then they'll say, oh, you know, they'll threaten to sue me, and I'll say, oh, really? Oh, I, an American citizen, can't get access to the president? Oh, I'm sorry, because I don't have $100,000 a month, I don't get access to my own president? You're going to sue me for that? Fuck you. How about that for a lawsuit? How about fuck you? Let's see what a court thinks about that. Yeah, I doubt you guys want that to come into a courtroom. Until, of course, you get impeached, then you might be dealing with it. But I was thinking, what if I launched a Give, Send, Go, $1 a month? We got 100,000 people to join. I'll join the Trump 100K club, and I'll just give everybody, I'll just make it public. I'll just publish all the crap that he makes you pay $100,000 for, and we can all do insider trading. Oh, they'll sue. Great. Wonderful. That'll be great. I'm sure a judge and jury would love that case. Yeah. And we'd really like to go through discovery too. CIA, Sean Ryan, and Joe Rogan discussing bioweapon continuity of government and martial law with Annie Jacobson. Was that on the Rogan show? I haven't seen that one. Hog name, Sleepy Joe. No. Tyrant Trump would work better now, honestly. It's more seasonal. I regret voting for Trump. I'll admit it. See, I don't. I mean, you still made the better choice. And I've already said, for me, it's different. Trump freed my friends from prison. I had friends that were going to rot in prison for decades. I had friends that were going to rot in jail for the rest of their lives. So I'll never regret voting for Trump because he freed my friends from prison. I'll never regret it. But that doesn't mean that I can't, tell the truth about what a disaster this administration is or what a traitor he turned out to be. So two things can be true. Grocery shopping is for the goy. Yeah, well. Have you guys seen Owen Benjamin's stuff on that too? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Jonah's critical thinking. Owen, you're my fave. Listening around 7 years now. Love your new show, new look. Never miss your new show. You have been saying you want to move. I suggest North Colorado. It's paradise, no crime, and beautiful. No. I want to stay in Austin. I don't want to move cities. I want to stay in Austin. This is my home for at least the foreseeable future. I don't want to leave Austin yet. I'm just trying to move to a different area of Austin. But the market is insane, guys. It's really not good. Don't even get me started on that right now. Hard to not feel guilty when we voted for a monster. Well, yeah, that's all right. You call it out. It's okay. Patriots need more room for a 7th banner. Let me tell you something right now. The Patriots are cooked. The Patriots will likely not even make the playoffs. I will tell you that right now. The signing of A.J. Brown is false hope. Okay? I'm going to tell you something right now. The Patriots will be lucky if they finish 500. They're going to have the Super Bowl loss hangover. That one brought them back down to earth. You got drama with Mike Vrabel. You got drama with A.J. Brown all the time. They just don't have it. They just don't have it. The Patriots will not. I think they'd be lucky to finish 500. Thank you for the football. Thank you for the football reference in the chat. That was nice. I needed that. Judge Janine is too good for Trump. Amen. I think she proves that. Used to love Janine's show on Fox. She was good. Yeah, I wonder when she goes back to Fox. I think that's inevitable. I think Janine Pirro back at Fox is inevitable. That video made me laugh. I wonder which video it was. Was it Pirro? Oh, it was probably the video. Oh, look, we got them. Oh, they're messing with the reflecting pool. I mean, it's so pathetic. Honestly, the fact that Trump made his little cucks share that video and say, look, this is proof of vandalism, and it proves nothing. It proves the exact opposite. They're literally sharing the evidence that doesn't exist, and Trump has these people so cucked that they go out there and share a video of something that, it's a total lie. It's unbelievable, man. But you know what? One of the callers said it, and it is true. And I don't really harp on this enough, but it is true. Because everything is part of God's plan. At the end of the day, everything is part of God's plan. And that's why you don't stress about it too much. That's why you try not to crash out about it too much on a 3-hour talk show. But it happens. So I look at that angle and I say, okay, all of this had to happen. The left had to be exposed. The fake news media had to be exposed. Judges had to be exposed. Left progressive policies had to be exposed. The open border had to be exposed. The Israeli lobby had to be exposed. The military-industrial complex had to be exposed. All of this stuff had to be exposed. And so for whatever reason, whatever Trump's legacy ends up being, this all happened in the last 10 years. And now it's undeniable to the point where younger generations have a totally different political mold than the older generations did. And so that is a positive. It's hard to take you seriously when you still believe in the delusion of republicanism and the founding fathers. Okay. Where is Melania? She's been awfully quiet this year. Yeah, and she is an empty nester too. She doesn't have Barron at home anymore. I mean, I guess they both live in New York. The mystery of Melania. Don't know. Bastards enabling this are destroying Trump further. I think he's taken the reins. I think Trump has just decided to be the monster, honestly. I don't think it's about enablism. Ken Rose, thank you. America deserves a leader with big enough balls to admit when they're wrong and have the testicular fortitude to admit there is a God, and I am not him. Gee, I wonder what leader would need to take that humble pill. DMT 2028. Well, you got one vote today. He runs as a Democrat, though. Trump's first term, he got out of the GCPOA and then labeled the IRGC a terrorist group. This was always the plan to go to war. The signs were there. Yeah, and that's in response to that caller. I think that the Trump second administration was always going to be about the Iran war. And so they faked you out. They did a head fake. They pretended Trump was an American patriot. It was all a rug pull. He was always an Israeli agent. Flock cameras because we are sheep to them. Pittsburgh bad. Yeah, they call them flock cameras as if you won't catch on to the fact that they're treating you like sheep. And they just do that right in front of your face. That's like dark magic. That's literally how dark magic demons and witches operate. And that's what gives them clearance, by the way. This is like their religion. It's like if they tell you they're about to rape you, then they can rape you. So, hey, you're sheep. You're our flock. We own you. We're going to spy on you. And if you accept it, then they view it as okay. I support open borders for Israel. That's a good idea. Israel needs some diversity, I think we should flood Israel with 50,000 Moroccan Muslim men. That's what they need, more than anything, really. A-Rod blends. Damn, Owen, is it a Limp Bizkit or Creed night? I'd say Limp Bizkit based off of the outcome of today's show. Very much a Limp Bizkit night. I think, I'm reeling. I lost. I don't know what happened to it. It was probably stolen. I don't know what happened. My favorite Limp Bizkit concert tee that I cut into that sleeveless tee, it's gone. Just disappeared. Just whoosh. You know, stuff just disappears. Like, where does it go? Where do all the lighters go? How many lighters have you, like, where do they go? Where is my shirt? Where is my Limp Bizkit shirt? I have no idea. The remixed Donkey Kong throwbacks nostalgia dump. Those are very popular. I think we'll play more of those. Those seem to be the most popular right now. I know covering the news gets very overwhelming, but no, we are here supporting you all the way. Great show. Thank you, Ivan. Can I recommend the album Felt by the Chain Gang of 1974? Great music to relax to after all the madness of the news. You scooped me on that. I don't know that band. And I was serious about the top rock albums of the 2010s. I promise you I'm going to do that. I've been teasing it for years. I'm going to do it. Don't worry. I got a plan. I'm not worried about AI becoming sentient. The biggest worry is it being able to mimic a human so well that it's almost indistinguishable from a real human. If so, people will push for AI rights. Well, you already have it to a certain degree with some of these scam calls. We've covered this on the show before, specifically with Skip Holtz from Patriot Protect, cybersecurity expert. But yeah, they are able to do AI so well that they can spoof your voice and they can call a family member and trick you into giving them money. In fact, this happened to a woman. She got fleeced for like tens of thousands of dollars recently. It was in the news. Ken Rose, regarding your statements about first and second presidential terms, Owen, they lead me to believe that Trump was never corrupted, just calculating. I could go any direction. I'm not sure how I feel. DMT preaching facts. You really, I'm not surprised that Ivan likes that. I think Ivan is I think Ivan comes from the populist left. So he's loving the DMT going left populism here. I encourage him to come on the show with that. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. I can't go left. I can't do Democrats. I can rail against Republicans all day long. I just don't know if I can go there, guys. I really don't. And I understand a protest vote, honestly. I'm not judging anybody on how they go and vote now. That's what I'm saying. It's like all these people that still play this left, like, oh, he's a liberal, or, it's like, why? Who cares? If you're not going to scold the Republican Party for being warmongering monsters with blood all over their hands, then please, I don't want to hear about your liberals. I don't want to hear about your communists. You're no better. So I really don't care. It's like, oh, don't you know that artist is a liberal? So what? So what? So you support the genocidal freaks in the Middle East? Like, who are you to judge? Give me a break. Give me a break. Registered independents can't vote in primaries. If Massey and MTG run as Republicans, then you'll have to be a registered Republican to advance them. Not all primaries. The rules are different in each state, but obviously the advantage goes with running in a party, obviously. Your guest was glowing like an angel, by the way. Yeah, he did have some of that going on. I don't know what that was. We had some weird tech stuff with him. Sam's and Owen, just want to let you know that you look like Brad Pitt mixed with Bon Jovi today. I like the Pitt. I don't know about the Jovi. I'll take the Pitt. I don't want the Jovi. But it is my life, and it's now or never. Call the beaver, open the effing straight. Too much. It's got to be short. It's got to be sweet. Boomer the groundhog. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Boomer. This is the leader in the clubhouse. We're going to take our time. This is the leader in the clubhouse. This is not home cooking, by the way. This is not home cooking because Alex is an old high school friend of mine. We used to live together even. No, this is not home cooking. This is the legitimate leader in the clubhouse now. Boomer is the leader in the clubhouse. Goy Hogski. Groundhog name. Goy Hogski. It's not bad. It's not bad. Boomer still tops it, though. Boomer still tops it. I don't want to make it that, political. It's like, let's just not make everything about that. Name the groundhog Slop. No, we do enough slop. There's already enough slopping around on this show. We don't need the groundhog slop. How about Skippy the groundhog from Paul J? No. Boomer's the leader in the clubhouse. Boomer is running away with it, I have to tell you. It's like Tiger on Sunday. The audience ranks DMT as the best guest you've ever had. Boy, that's what you call insider trading right there. That's what you call insider trading, because only 2 people have access to the Owen Report comments section, and one of them is me. And I bet you can guess who the other one is. That's pure Trumpism, insider trading in the comments right there. That is sketchy. That is scandalous. It is hypocritical. Lloyd, thank you for the super chat. All right. You know, I got to say, I enjoyed the panel discussion. I did. I think, DMT needs to polish it up a little bit. He'll polish it up a little bit. He's got all the content. He's got all the charisma. He just needs to polish up the panel style. And then, Casey had some technical difficulties. We fought through it. I really enjoyed the panel. I have to tell you, I enjoyed it so much. It makes me want to do it again. Maybe that's just because I hated the news today, but I don't think so. I think that was strong. I think people liked the panel. Name the hog, Larry Loomer. That is a big, disgusting hog. Okay. I don't want to do that. I don't want to make it like that. It needs to be fun and enjoyable. I like Boomer. McCarthy is the leader in the clubhouse with Boomer. We'll leave it open. We're not going to conclude it in one transmission. We'll probably take the week to get the best name. That's going to do it for today's transmission. We take a 21-hour break, and we will do the same thing. Same time, same channel tomorrow. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Hey, if you want to support the show, go to owenschroyer.store. Go to owenschroyer.store, and that's where you can get the blue polos. This one is actually the black USA Elite polo. Those damn blue collared tweakers, Primus. Primus wrote the South Park theme song. I thought you were talking about the blue collared shirt that I wore yesterday. Also available at owenschroyer.store. And I think we're going to have some new merch tomorrow, maybe by the end of the week. We're working on a couple of things right now, myself and DMT. So stay tuned for that. All right. That does it for the transmission. God bless, Godspeed. We'll see you tomorrow.